What's up, family? So, right, get it in. If you know, you know. See where we at. You know, you know. God, I'm coming up in the building, man. Boy, peace. Black to Egypt, per black was good. King, right? Peace. Mr. Rich, I see you getting it in, man. Well, I see you asking them hard questions, man. I see you. LAS, what's up? James Martyr was good. My name is Tika. Peace. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. We're going straight for the juggler now. We're going straight for the juggler. Tired of playing with the nuts. With the nuts in the bolts. Tired of playing, man. I don't know why you thought they could actually get with me. Come on, man. I'm sitting back on some cool shit. Sitting back, chilling, man. While they in the tank, yo, I'm in a high altitude bomber. That's where I'm at. Flying supersonic speed on these niggas. Y'all know what it is, man. There's some people coming up in the building, man. We're gonna get right into the topic, man. I think I'm gonna do this 45 minutes and I'm out, right? I'm gonna do a couple parts. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully that get y'all interested in just reading and if you can get the digital work, get the digital work. But essential is reading on these subjects, man. Now, and I'm not talking about reading some shit that I wrote neither, or reading some information that is contrary. I hope I said it right. Contrary, to accepted scientific knowledge and wisdom. We're not gonna do that. We're just not gonna play that game. All right, Christopher, what's up? They say, please no push what? Old pseudo birth of Egypt is Nubia. Hey man, so just hit that link, man, so I can bash you out of the atmosphere. Taking all challenges. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. We're gonna go with that. Matter of fact, this particular lecture is in honor of Dr. Ben. Now, Dr. Ben, Shikanti Jokes. Y'all niggas ain't got no books anyway. Chancellor Williams. I started my career on Chancellor Williams. Y'all know that. Old joints, man, God, and civilization, right? This is what we doing. Watch, we'll smack y'all up all the way back to the caves, because y'all have lost y'all sophistication. I'm not talking about the people that actually support, man. I'm just talking about, y'all know what I'm saying. Willie know who the hell he is. Willie, as long as you keep your name Willie in the server, I'm gonna let you stay there, Willie. Y'all know who Willie is, don't y'all? So we're gonna do some reading. We ain't gonna do heavy, but we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to put this thing where it's supposed to be at. I just been sitting back watching. I wanted to see, how much foolery was in the damn atmosphere. I had no idea. I had no idea that the foolery would permeate around me like this. I actually didn't, but that's okay. We stay good around here. We stay winning. We stay winning. And the question is, why you stay winning? Hell, stay winning because science is, y'all know what it is, undefeated. That's why we stay winning, man. Thing ain't hard, man. Ain't even that hard. Nope. All you gotta do is just spend some money on the work, man. Spend some bread on the work, and and keep it in gear. because we got to. It keeps it in gear. And it's all good, man. Let me see. What am I looking for here? I think I want to go with the and we know the chatty is Patty. We already know that. We know that chatty is Patty. We absolutely know that. Absolutely, man. Let me get some of these things closed out. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah. Let me see. Definitely gonna have some fun, man. Yep. Yeah. All right, search Google Books. Yeah, we're gonna wipe them out right off the top. Yeah, I'm saying the bomb already been dropped, yo. So we're gonna wipe them off right off the top, the TOP. Get them out of there, man. So let me get these things together, man. That y'all getting here, man. Get your pen ready, pad ready. Don't come in here empty-handed, right? Get your highlighters. Open up your Real Black Atheist folder. And y'all know what it is, man. We need to do this. We just need to do this, man. We need to actually get this thing right. I love to sit back and watch everybody play their hand, yo. On some real. Okay. Let's see. Big bread spent. KSU, my man. Working on a master's in anthropology. That's you? Well, you need to hit that link. Cedric, what's up, man? That's right. Christopher. I want Christopher. He said he's working on his anthropology degree. So then you make sure, yo, when I lay this track right here, yo, you make sure you say, yeah, yo, that boy on fire. Make sure you say that since you're working on your master's degree. This is what I like. Somebody's going to have command of said subject matter. So here's what the problem is, man. You got people listening to individuals that don't have command of subject matter, but the people listening to the individuals don't have command of said subject matters. So there you have is the problem. There you have is the problem. That's the real problem. Well, I see you, Cedric Pseudo Killer Official, man. What's going on, man? OG's Fish Room. What's good? Yeah, it's 1:45. I was trying to sneak this one through. Pan-African Designs, the Pearl. What it do? What it do? What it do? Trick Yonder. What it do? Yeah, hey, I see you, Chakra, still fishing. See, this is very interesting to me, man. Right? And the brothers from North Africa or acting like they from damn North Africa, whatever the hell they acting like they from. Come on, man. If you know anything about me, man, listen, this is how we do this. Let me show you how we do this show. So we just pull up an anthropology book, right? And if you pull up an anthropology book, you certainly couldn't be pushing Black Egypt. So that conversation should be out the door, right? Okay, that should absolutely be out the door. So y'all need to deal with them in the chat and let them know that I'm not pushing Black Egypt, right? But what I'm going against is folks that's pushing white Egypt. You know what I mean? That's what we at. Y'all pushing white Egypt or non-African Egypt, see what I'm saying? Or some kind of Africa that don't even exist, somewhere out there on Mars somewhere. So I understand everyday people walking around in Egypt actually are still under the same forces and social constructs that have shaped humanity, right? In the last 200 years or so. So 200-300 years or so. So I understand a person walking down the street saying I'm not African, or saying they African and then start talking about Palestine and Judea some daggone way. I completely understand that. So we got 35,000 building, man. I'm not gonna start cranking this up till we get to about at least 40, right? Because the shit is worth it. And you know, people are already cooking it up. They're cooking it up. All right. Yeah, all right. Hey, Christopher, you say the Egyptians were not, you spelled that wrong, or black, but came in from Asia. Yeah, you get beat up for that. Hey, yeah, he beat up. He already beat up. I don't believe you now. Now I know you ain't really studying anthropology. You just lied to us. You just lied. Ladies and gentlemen, he just lied to us. Let's get that straight. Once again, Christopher, Mr. Eric, Christopher just lied. Yeah, we're not going for that one. The banana in the tailpipe. Not going for that. Thought you was I thought you was going to school for anthropology, bro. We at 40, needing 45. I'm kicked back. Let me see, man. I'm getting these statements together for race real fast, man. I think we need to do that. And we're going to have a couple good shows, man. These shows will be valuable. You can put them in your catalog. And you know, we just getting in, man. And we're having fun. And we stand undefeated. All right. We stand real comfortable in our approach to defeat our enemies that promotes and pushes bad information. Because if you're promoting and pushing bad information, you're my enemy. Now, I'm not talking about on a physical tip, not talking about nothing against your family, your background. I'm saying this thing we do right here. This is what we're talking about. So when I'm saying I'm an intellectual gunfighter, y'all know what I'm saying, man. When I'm saying I'm an intellectual gunfighter, man, y'all know what I'm saying, yo. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. Yeah, you know what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, 6 shooters, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. Shooting them up. Shooting them up. It's that time of the day when we shooting them up all day. Man, right here, classic, yo. Chronology of the Bible. Challenge the Standard Version. Yosef Ben Yohanan, yo. It inspired me to write this. Chronology of human evolution, man. All right? Inspired me, yo. Then I updated it right here. The Chronology of human evolution, man. All right? So we all in, man. We all in. We all in. We definitely all in. And we bringing back some of the classics, man. All right? Right? For this subject, for this conversation, man. Reading is essential. Now, you do not have to read Dr. Ben books or Shigant Diop's work, enough like that. But if you think you're going to handle me in this conversation, yo, a chapter, a page might help. You can read a couple pages, man. And so I'm making sure I restore the elders' names because we got flagrant fouls on the field. I'm looking around, I see yellow flags all around me. You calling people pseudo. So I read the one of the last shows. What I did was I went into the back of the bibliographies of Dr. Ben's work, and you can read the bibliographies and Diop's work, and we see where they got their thesis from or where they got their information from, because they sure as hell went in the ground. Dr. Ben and them wasn't in the damn dirt digging. Okay, Diop's was actually a physicist. All right, so he's definitely a scientist, and he was definitely a part of the international conference in 1974. All right, definitely a scientist. But the point I want to make here, and let's make this super solid, right, is that these elders, the ones I promoted over the years, John Henry Clark, who betrayed the African Holocaust. You see him pulling up the bookwork because we're going bookwork now, right? Now, if you iPhoned up and you got your Kindles and all that, yo, yeah, I'm saying, rock that, get that. Good piece. And we'll start the day off because I'm gonna get the feeling how I want to get it. And we want to get right here and make sure nothing is mischaracterized. So I just would like to say and like to see what did John Henry Clark call the Egyptians. So we just get to it, right? We don't gotta play this game, man. Yeah, man, y'all been playing games, man. Let me see what we had on this count. See what we had on this count here. See if enough to get motivated here. 46, that ain't enough, man. Hit them likes, man. Hit them likes, man. Hey, Cedric, it's funny, bro. It's real funny, yo. It's funny, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why it's funny, man. Because people know that most people today have not read the old works. So like I got old works like the Outline of History, The Whole Story of Man, H.G. Wells. Okay? This is part of our upliftment and sophistication on clear subject matters, because it's important. You know, if you have business meetings, you own your own business, and you're taking clients out for dinner of all ethnicities, you have to have a conversation. And reading works like this actually raises your level of comprehension on subject matters, period. Reading works like this, it gives you a range of said subject matters. So you should never hang around a person talking about he teaching and talking and all he got is Wikipedia. If you do that, you're in trouble. Now, we don't mind dealing with Wikipedia. It's an online encyclopedia, right? But you ain't gonna stay stuck there, right? And so, you know, we do stuff like this, magazines. You know how we do it. And we keep things right and we keep things funky, fresh. What you won't see is you won't see a clown defeat me. This is what you won't see. So I've been holding back, chilling. Those who was in the discourse, you know, I put up some information last night, caught it late night, and I'm gonna keep burning them. All right. I'm burning the pseudo killers. Yeah, I'm saying it's on the wrong side of history. I'm burning anybody on the wrong side of history. And they can step up to the plate. That's everybody. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. Understand what I'm saying, yo. I'm on all their heads. The bombs already been dropped. I'm nuking them. We officially at war. Officially. Right? And we talk about this war of those who have the ability to use science and accurately put forth things that science has put forth. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock it off with what you think Diop said. All right? People running around here thinking Diop's meant because they haven't read the work, or they haven't read a synopsis of the work. At least read a brief synopsis of the work. And the work clearly shows that Diop's and Chancellor Williams, John Jackson, Dr. Ben, they all understood that from the earliest times in the history of Nile Valley, that you had incursions from outside populations from Asia. See what I'm saying? Eric Christopher, okay? Understand that? Nah, man. What did he say? Dr. Ben Clark, Diops would get their ass handed to them in any undergrad. Nah. See? Nope. No, they wouldn't. That's crazy. That's why I bet you're gonna hit that button, though. You're gonna hit that link. See, I know you ain't gonna hit that link. No, they wouldn't. Only the unsophisticated would say such a thing. So let's see. Let's go back in time. Let's see if John Henry Clarke would have got his hand handed to him in a discussion about Egypt. We don't come right here. What did John Henry Clarke call the Egyptians? We got 49, waiting for 50. Can we get 50? Can we get 55? Can we get it? 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 I don't want that, man. I'm just looking for the jump. Where is it? What is it? Nigga down, man. Y'all tripping. 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 Oh, we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let me find the Nazis up in this piece. Man, I got so much fire, man. I just gotta calm down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I got so much, man. I gotta really slow it down. Not Wuja slow. Wuja got you all in check. No, we ain't gonna do that one. We ain't gonna do that one, man. We ain't gonna do that. Yo, we want our Christopher. We want our Christopher. Yeah, I see you ain't really doing that. I see you ain't really in college, yo. You faked me out, y'all. I appreciate that, y'all. I wouldn't fake you out like that, yo. Now, come on, y'all, wouldn't y'all? Come on, man. Let's read the statement. We messing with you. All right, Christopher. It is 2022 science will always update itself. Yeah. Yeah. What Clarke tell you? You only debate my equals. Yeah, all right. Okay, brother. I want to try and debate you though. Yeah, I tell you what though, Black African power was good, was happening. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo, wee, man, you already know what it is, man. It's Bobby Banging in the house. And I'm coming to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall, standing strong. Real black atheism is on the rise. Man, y'all see the title over here, man. I'm going to stand on that, man. Okay? I'm going to stand on that. Hard. Knock me off my square. I don't think you can do it. We're going to rock you all the way in. Right up to Egypt is what we're going to do tonight. Okay, but some things we got to take care of. Okay, some very things. It's the question of race we got to take care of. It's the question of race science that people acting like they from North Africa is pushing, right? We want to shoot them up and get them out the game, misusing genetics, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? We getting everybody out the game. We getting the black algaes out the game. You know what I mean? But I tell you one thing about the black algaes, though. Y'all couldn't even beat the blackologists because y'all ain't sharp enough on that. Y'all really couldn't, right? Because if a blackologist is sharp, right? Now, I'm gonna be able to get the blackologist because, right, I'm gonna stay right there. What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna have a fight over race. That's a ridiculous conversation. It was fun for 2 years. We were having fun. I was watching. I just want to see how far everybody would go. And then when I seen that episode of Pseudo Judo, you know what I'm saying, on Sarnettas, and they had the Pseudo Judos fighting over Egypt, fighting race, I knew it was just too much. And then when I realized that some of my comrades had not command of said subject matter of what race was. So I'm gonna let you know right now, right? Of course, race is a social construct. But with that statement, I call myself Black. And there's a level of understanding, well, how could I say that? How could I say race is a social construct and say, yeah, teach my children that they're Black? And I do this for social, ethnic reasons, social, political reasons. So I consider myself Black. There's groups of people who went through circumstances. So I like to, you can interchange race with ethnicity, because you can change your race anytime you want. Last time I checked, you got African Americans saying they're Native Americans. See, they changed their ethnicity. They changed their race. See that? Barack Obama, right? He considers himself Black. Next week, he could say he was white. Definitely born from what you would call a white woman. Okay? And I'm using the word white, right? So you can clearly get the picture right now. Get the picture. So when I use terms that are outdated in science, this is what I'm saying. It's a social construct. Let's not get this confused. Draw the damn line. Don't try to play, because people mistakenly say what I didn't say and misunderstand what I did say. So I just want to make sure I'm super duper clear with that. So I do not have a problem with the African American calling themselves Black. But in the conversation of anthropology, there's no room for it. And I will definitely prove and verify that. So anybody like Mr. Chris that claims to be in school, but yet thinking I would be pushing the narrative of Black Egypt, that means either you ain't been listening to me, you know what I'm saying, or you want to get shot down. Bobby banging in this bitch. So this is what we doing, and we're getting it real easy. Like, now watch this. Watch they start crying. What did John Henry Clark say? Chapter 3, the contribution of the Nile Valley civilization to the world civilization, Cleveland, Ohio, July 17, 1992. This is what he said. When we talk about Egypt, let's make one thing clear. You know, man, he had the great library. Like Dr. Benny had these great libraries of literature to span time. All right? Not pseudo worked up. See? When we talk about Egypt, let's make one thing clear. You are talking about Africa. On this point, I give no ground. I do not yield an inch of Africa as a part of the Middle East. I reject the very words Middle East as the creation of the British colonial office. There is no such thing as the Middle East. There is Western Asia, however, middle of where? Middle of what? Okay? So, he was clear on where Egypt was and who inhabited Egypt. Let me finish. Now I'm going to talk about the contribution of the Nile Valley civilization to the world. I have spoken on this subject many times over the years. I'm no longer argumentative about the subject. The evidence of the Africanness of Nile Valley civilization, the evidence of Egypt being solely and purely African is so clear. The argument is an offense to my intelligence and yours. See, that's how I'm feeling. See, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling just that. This in 1992. We in 2022, we still got dudes playing. It's offensive at this point. So academia, libraries is officially aligned with John Henry Clarke. And this we're clear. Ain't no getting around that. We ain't cutting cards. We ain't straddling the fence. Our feet on both sides. Africa. Homegrown indigenous African civilization. Deep African roots. This ain't no debate. Ain't nobody getting past that. Oh, that's not the Africans. Wait a minute, bro. We study anthropology around here. Yeah, we understand West Africa, East Africa, North Africa. We understand geography, Northeast Africa, South Africa. We clearly understand the diversity in Africa. We ain't over here slipping. And for y'all to think I ever was slipping, y'all slipping. Stay right there in the sweet spot. Ain't no getting past that. This is how we do it. So we got Clarke here, one of the elders, clearly going in on this subject right here in 1992. Okay. Oh man, let me see. So Dr. Clarke was a Pan-Africanist, all right? And I learned Egypt was African through the works of John Henry Clarke and them, because that's what they said. So you can go back on my old tapes, it was African. One even, I always felt like the black thing was the African-American thing. And maybe I might have slipped up, but I say, go through the archives and find me saying that. All right, I'm saying, I always said it was African. That's my thing, is African, right? And academia fought that, all right? So we moving right along, right? We're showing our grace in said subject, all right? Old work, 1910, Origin and Evolution of the Human Race, published first in 1910. So, you know, we run the game, you know what I'm saying? This is what we do, right? We put the works up beside each other. All right, we have a range here. It's about range and subject matter. Yo, we come to undeniable evolution and the science of creation. Bill Nye, okay? Edited by Corey Powell. Great work. See the range? See, most people be right here, they don't have the range to go right here. This is pivotal right here, because these works, especially in 1910, Albert Churchwood, he was actually you know, pushing forward Charles Darwin's ideas. And I don't know why you thought you could get with me, because you can't. You got to at least read a couple pages of this. Listen to the download, Darwin, The Voyage of the Beagle. Yes, this is when he circumnavigated the globe right here. Right? This is where he learned about the diversity of plants and animals. Humans are animals. Right here. It's right here. If you ain't getting this, you ain't here. But I got, watch this. I got to this. See, I got to this from this. See the range. See, I got to this from this because this particular elder talked about that. I don't care about him not having no degrees. I don't care about him lying on no daggone resume in the middle getting water hosed down the street by the damn fire department that's supposed to protect you. Getting German shepherds leashed on you by the police department. And you think I'm caring about somebody lying on a resume that worked at a college university, that worked there for 12 years? Hell, got fired from one for lying, right? And was able to pick up another job at another university and stayed there for 12 years. And by the way, nigga got a street named after him. So if you ain't got a street named after him, I ain't trying to hear what you saying. I ain't listening to you. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to somebody else. They might listen to you. Yeah, go holler at somebody else. So let's get right to Diop's real fast while we playing. And let's see what Europeans think about Diop's. Since our community, he's officially pseudo, whatever the hell y'all think he is. Let's get to it. Let's see what the outside community thinks of quote unquote Sheikh Anta Diop's. Yeah. All right. So while y'all talking crazy, right, about elders, you got the European community, you got the scientific community big up in Diop's. And I know they big up them, right? Because why? You find them in these volumes. Y'all ain't got this. See, we pulling books now. We pulling books, right? We pulling books. We funky fresh, right? We got books on the right and the goddamn left, right? And so you know we can find his name in these works because he was actually at scientific conferences. But yeah, people talk crazy. See, he right here, all right? Right here, this says, members of the International Scientific Committee for the drafting of the general history of Africa, okay? Real slow, watch this and put it right in the screen for y'all, look. Right there, bah, 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 bah. See? Okay, that's him. It's your man's in him. There you go. The late Professor Sheikh Anta Diop, Senegalese, 1971. Deceased, right? We also got Professor Thelbanger, okay? People of the Republic of the Congo, 1975. We also got the late, great Walter Rodney. Walter Rodney, right? He wrote the book, How Europe Undeveloped Africa, and we got that right here, all right? Right, so we not doing that. And if those brothers was alive today, they would upgrade their information. That's not hard to see. But not to mention, they was calling them Africans. Now, Diop's is older, and he was definitely talking about Negroes. But why was he talking about Negroes? Because it was the language of the day. So he used the language of the day, right? At no point, I'm gonna say this, at no point did Diop's ever deny the mixing of outside human beings from Africa. But what he was saying was that although people mixed in from other parts of Africa into Egypt, from other parts of Africa and Asia, let's get that straight. We don't run from that. We don't run from the clear scientific data that clearly says since ancient times, remote times, you got people coming in from Western Asia. Nobody denies that. But what we're saying is just because people came from Western Asia and was absorbed into the population of African peoples, that does not stop them from being homegrown indigenous African people. And to the level and sophistication that you can understand the statement that I just made is the level that you will continue to understand the conversation in proper context. Rewind the goddamn tape. So we right here, yo, we reading tonight. We reading out of the books. What we doing? So I made a statement. My statement was, Diop's never said it wasn't mixed. Diop's never said it wasn't mixture. How do we know? How do we know this point? Oh, because we just go right to the book. We can go to the general history of Africa. But this was put together by a scientific committee, right? Yeah, it was, right. Let's go right to it. Let's see. Let's see. And real fast here, I just like to show y'all that since most people don't like to read and ain't got no books, so let's, monumental work, right? So in the monumental work, African older civilization, I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna hit the screen, all right? Because I want to show you how monumental this was. Y'all spitted this with tomatoes like it was some chicken feed. That's what y'all do, because y'all haters at high level and degrees. So we just see what Europeans have to say about the brother. So we right here, the African origin of civilization. Where is this at? Where is this at? Where is this at? Will you be visiting the Met? You should visit the Met to see the great one, to see the works of the great one. Yeah, the Met. Y'all know what the Met is, right? Of course y'all do. The Metropolitan Museum. Y'all know what it is, man. Oh, what they got here? They got statues. They like some doggone statues. Oh, man. Egyptian statues. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. African origin of civilizations. Scholars today recognize Africa as the source of our common ancestors. But in 1974, all right, this is when the Cairo Symposium was, the Senegalese, 1974, screen jump, But in 1974, the Senegalese scholar and humanist Cheikh Anta Diop shocked and challenged historians by asserting the influence of ancient African civilizations in his groundbreaking. They say groundbreaking. What does groundbreaking mean? Y'all want to talk about this? Do y'all want to talk about groundbreaking? That means the ground wasn't broke, huh? To be groundbreaking, you got to come up with something that was challenging. You got to break ground. So the dude broke ground. For this, you find him in a damn museum. Groundbreaking book, African Origin of Civilization and Myth of Reality. It says that the exhibit pays homage to Diop's by presenting masterpieces from the museum's collection from West Central Africa, alongside art from ancient Egypt for the first time in the Met's history. Why is they doing this, man? They doing it because they're recognizing something here. Right? Now we can say it because the scientific data is in. Now with grace and elegance, we don't have to run from what it really is. That Egypt is a homegrown indigenous African civilization. And like all places, yo, all spots, right? Anywhere you go, right? If you're in a hood and there's different stores in the hood, you know what I'm saying? In these different stores, they might have different things and the way they do business difference, but they're in that same locale and they benefit off each other. When I say benefit off each other, meaning you'll find some things that are like each other and some things that are dislike each other. And that doesn't necessarily mean to say that you would have to go to them stores or those stores or that stores. It's not mean that. It means that overall speaking, right, that quote unquote Ghana is an African civilization, no matter what phenotype Ghana is. And from an anthropological statement, Ghana, right, does not have Black people. South Africa, doesn't matter what the variation of phenotypes, hair, skin color. Dealing with anthropology, we wouldn't say it was Black. Why not? We're going to get to it on why not. But we're detailing different African civilizations all over the continent. What's wrong with that? So no, African Americans don't fucking come from Egypt. No, they don't. But we can celebrate all African cultures because that's our right, inalienable right. The same way the museum is celebrating. So it goes on to say, through 21 pairings of work from different African cultures and areas, this exhibit provides a rare opportunity to appreciate the extraordinary creativity that the continent across 5 millennia, revealing unexpected parallels and contrasts. Okay, some things are parallel and some things are contrast, and it don't mean that people from West Africa had to go to goddamn Egypt, man. It don't mean that, bro. It just doesn't, man. But even that's okay. See, I'm gonna only do what science allows me to do. I'm gonna stay the course to it, man. Okay, all right. Let's finish it off. Let's say, although there is no contact between their creators, right? The works share deep and unrecognized histories. So, you know, I don't actually know why they would put a pseudo in the museum, right? I don't know. I don't know why they would actually place these Egyptian statues, kings acquaintances, many in Sabu. See the couple 18th century, 19th century Dogon, Mali. I don't know why they would put these two statues together. I don't know. I don't know. Doing the same thing here. Guardian figures. Commemorative portrait of a chief. Okay, late 19th century. Himba artist. Upper Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. All right, Egypt. Boom, boom. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to exactly do this. Y'all will say that's pseudo. They ain't saying nothing. They just comparing art or different artists, right? On the continent, right? Deep-rooted history, bro. Deep-rooted history. Simple as that. But I want to move away from that point. I want to move away from that point. Last one, statue of the god Ptah, 1070, 750 BCE, Egypt. Horn player. Benin, Nigeria. Paralleled and unparalleled. The goddess Isis and her son Horus, Egypt. Senufu artist, mid-20th century. Seated on a chair, feeding a child. Both statues feeding a child. Motherhood expressed in Africa. It is what it is. So this is at the Met. All right, I suggest you, I suggest you actually get the book. Let's see. Get this work right here, read it. Let me see, how can I click on it, get the book? Let's see. I'll wait for my copy to come right now. Let me see. That's the pair. Robert did the pair works. Where the hell is that? Let me see how we can get you the daggone. Where the hell is the book at? I'll go to the overview real quick. Right here. All right, it's only $13, man. Get that work, man. Hey, man, go ahead and get that barcode right there. Yeah, hit that barcode, man. Get that, man. Get right to it and read it for yourself, man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The African origin of civilization. I said the African origin of civilization. That's the name of the book. All right. That's what I said. Yeah. Fire. 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 All fire. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. That's what it is, yo. So don't talk to me, not unless you got a street named after you and you're in a damn museum. I'm not listening to you. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't talk me to death. All right. Checking. Making sure we good. So we good. So we flowing right now. We ain't broke no anthropology rules. We in a space of science, yo, and we shouldn't have no crazy chat in the goddamn thing. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. Where we at? Okay. Let's come to let's get to it. The conversation. Can I believe, man? I didn't put this in the thing, man. Man, hold on. I think we're in a good space of comfortability right now, man. I think we all right, man. Yeah, I think we all right, man. Big up to the damn Ravens, man. Big up to the Ravens, man. Big up to the Ravens. Put that work in. I'm gonna put the link in this. Man, make sure y'all share the daggone thing. Moderators is dead sleep. No, they is. Hit you with the late night. This is for the late night stalkers. Yeah, we doing late night stalking. That's what we doing. We doing late night stalking. And it's a good one. Y'all gotta keep me on course though, yo, because I got so much fire, man. And this ain't even, this is the light work, man. I went a little light yesterday, right? And y'all see what the title is, right? Y'all ain't gonna let me get away with that title if I don't come with it, right? Y'all ain't gonna let me get away with that, right? No. Haters. Watch the haters coming in, yo. Watch the haters coming in, yo. The haters. The haters. Man, I'm trying to get my dang on. Goodness gracious, the haters. The haters, boy. Slow it down. Man, all right. There you go. The haters. Okay, so what I said we was going, we're gonna go to World War II. Now let's go to an anthropology book. I should be able to find anthropology. Let's go anthropology right now. I'm gonna go anthropology. That's what I'm doing. I'm going anthropology. So you do know Chianti Diop's translation from the French edit. Yeah, see, civilization, barbarism, authentic anthropology. All right, let me go. All right, sophistication, levels. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Man, cosmic quarries, Apollo's arrow. Okay, Nicholas, Christoph, coronavirus, impact coronavirus. Yep. Range, gotta have range. Don't fuck with me, you gotta have range. All right. So boom, we just everywhere. We grabbing the knowledge. We're grabbing the knowledge, right? Let's go. Showing you the range. Yeah, we doing this, Dawkins and Yang Wang. All right, the ancestors tale. That's what we doing. We showing you the range. Yep. Showing you the range. Gotta show you the range, man. Just got you, man. We can't sit back, man, let y'all run rampant like that, man. We ain't doing that shit, man. This is what we not doing. We definitely not doing that. We're not letting you run around think you can get with me without no damn books. This is what we not doing. We not doing that. So if a person is teaching you, tell them, yo, what do you have? Where's your source at outside of Wikipedia? What do you have? What are you reading? So I'm actually showing you books that will qualify me to at least have a basic conversation on the subject of biology. Okay, I'm showing you different ranges of evolutionary works. I'm showing you, my understanding of evolution, what it is, variation, adaptation, genetics. This is where the rubber meets the road if we're going to have this anthropological conversation. And we're not going to be running crazy. Then we got to know the time periods, who, what, when, where, and why, dates. We need to have it. You know what I'm saying? We just need to have that. And if you have, so Egypt is in an area of Northeast Africa. So now you got to have geography. Because if you don't have geography, they're going to trick you. They're going to introduce terms like sub-Saharan African, right? But if you got command of subject, you know when that came to lexicon. So if I got a tool for you, I'm going to show you when that first came in. Okay, ancient people didn't know about that. And if you study geography, you know you cannot draw an invisible line and stop people from getting together and having sex and mixing. If you know anything about the Nubian corridor, if you understand that, trade in the Mediterranean, if you understand that, if you understand how the Nile, right, river is not a barrier for gene flow, right, it actually causes and influences gene flow back and forth. If you understand that the back migration into Africa wasn't a tsunami, you know what a tsunami is. When a tsunami occurs, an earthquake happens maybe under the water, and all the water leaves out the beach. Gone, dry, okay? And then a big wave come back rushing in. This is not what happened with the people that left Africa. Everybody didn't leave. So when that population came back in, they walked around Arabia, came back in, they run right back into what? A population. Diops and them knew it. Scientists knows this. So why is it that Diop knew it? Why is it that, quote unquote, modern science knows it, right? Both still calling them homegrown indigenous Africans, but y'all obviously don't know it, and you trying to trick them shit. I'm gonna say this again. Let me say it real smooth, real easy going. How is it from day one, right? When you read the anthropology, and oh man, we're on day one, right? Day one. Yeah, that'll kill you. German. I also want to see the views from the Germans on the subject. Yeah, some of the book is in German. Yes, it is. And some of it's in English. Yes, it is. But this is where y'all all die. Look, everybody want to talk about what North Africa is. Nigga, y'all don't got to work on North Africa. I got to work. I got the homework on it. Go ahead and spend $250 on this. Go spend $150. Go get that. Do you get with me? You ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get that. You ain't getting that. Never German word. North Africa, Chad, Lake Mega Chad, Sahara. Y'all not getting that. Man, let me slow it down, man. Let me get this real quick, man. You organize that. I got so much work around here, man. I'll tell you what y'all doing. Y'all practicing race science, superior, the return of race science. Y'all practicing race science. That's what y'all doing. When they run their mouth, they practicing race science. Read the word. Go read the word. That's how I caught y'all, because I read work. It's a range of works needed to be read to get with me. You ain't just getting with me from the internet. Y'all tripping. You're going to need to do Kindle. You're going to need to have some books. You're going to need to, hold on. Kindle, Audible, YouTube, lectures. You don't need to do all that. That's what I do. What in the hell? Got them. Do I want that? Yeah, okay. So, all right. So this is how we know that Dr. Bennett was in pseudo, right? The opposite. This is how we know, because look. Ooh, I got some highlighting. Ooh, I just don't know which way I want to go with this, man, but I'm going to stay on course. All right, I'm going to stay on course. So if we just go to the chapters, right? Chapter 1, what were the Egyptians, right? Chapter 2, birth of Negro myth, right? Chapter 3, modern falsification. Watch this. Could the Egyptian civilization have originated in the Delta? Let me highlight this for y'all. See, because y'all thought y'all were dealing with a rookie, yo. Let me highlight that for you real quick, okay? For Negro pens that don't like to read, you might need to read this chapter. That might help you out. Oh, that's outdated. It ain't outdated till it's wrong. I'm gonna say this real slow. It ain't outdated till it's wrong. So let's see. Okay. Look, putting that light on it. Light them up, see? All right. So the day I read, could Egyptian civilization be Asian origin? Gives you all the evidence. It said the Egyptian race as seen and treated by anthropologists. Let's highlight that for y'all. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Arguments supporting the Negro origin. Arguments supporting the Negro origin. Once again, chapter 7. Arguments supporting the Negro origin. Chapter 8. Arguments opposing a Negro origin. Right. Chapter 8. The peopling. 9. My fault. The peopling of Africa from the Nile Valley. You know how you always say the people ain't never left, right? Because I agree that the people that's in Egypt now are the same people. The people ain't never left. So if the people ain't never left, these people ain't never left. You got Homo sapiens sapien in the old gorge of Omo Valley, migrate to the Nile 200,000 years ago, 150,000 years ago. Where you at, Mr. Anthropologist? They own the Nile. And the people ain't never left, right? So if the people ain't never left, then don't make the people that go back 250,000 years leave, because they ain't never left. I'm gonna say this real slow in case y'all don't get it, right? We got this conversation going around with that the people that's there today in Cairo, and Aswan, and all points in between, right? Although there has been amalgamation, okay, over time, that typically speaking, that those people, right, are Egyptians. And that population is there now is the same population that was there in ancient times. And I'm saying I agree. But the same population that was there in ancient times is the same population that was there in prehistory times. Right? And the same population that was there in ancient times, and the same population that was there in prehistory times, and the same population that was there when they was coming out of the Sahara, it's the same population. They ain't never left. So if they ain't never left, they ain't never left. So we study evolution to a degree to understand that incursion into populations may cause certain different types of variations over time. But at no point does that take away from them being homegrown indigenous Africans. And to the level to which you understand what I'm saying is the level to which you have studied and researched, and you get it. So people migrate and move all the time, but that don't mean everybody left. So they want to play this, they ain't never left, but then we talk about 10,000 years, 15,000 years, all of a sudden they left. No, they never left. Just migratory. Humans are migratory. So they move, they migrate. Other people come in, they mix and mingle, they move, they migrate back and forth, mixing and matching, back and forth. Mix. That's what we do as Homo sapiens sapiens. This ain't hard, man. This ain't hard, man. This definitely ain't hard. But you read these chapters, right? Could Egypt's civilization be of Asian origins? Could Egyptian civilization have been originated in the Delta? See, we got the homework here. What was he saying? See, what was he saying? So we know, right? I like the chapter on anthropology, talking about what the anthropologists said of that day. This shows you that Diop understood the mixing, right? Put a pen right there, all right? Put a pen right there. Put a pen right there. What I want to do is I want to go to these statements on race real quick, because that seems to have been the conversation, yo. All right, all right. Okay. All right. I don't care, I don't know, over 80,000, what? Let me see. There's over 80 different ethnic groups, Ethiopia, 70 languages, very disrespectful to the folks on the, what are you talking about, man? What? So I'm saying is, so when I use the anthropological statement that they're Africans, I'm disrespectful? Well, go tell the people who you think is mad, then they need to do some reading. What are you talking about? Like that, man, Africa is the most diverse population on earth. Bro, you need to stop misunderstanding what I'm saying, yo. You need to stop that. And I'm starting to think you're doing it on purpose, bro. Not disrespecting nobody, man. So let's get this statement right here. This is important. Very important. So we always mess with UNESCO, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all trip, yo. Y'all lit, so we right here. All right, it say more than 50 years ago, men and women of goodwill proposed to publish an international declarification, which would expose racial discrimination and racial hatred as unscientific and false, as well as ugly and inhumane. The world at the time was running downhill towards war, World War II, and so-called practical consideration prevented publication of the statement, even if they could not prevent the war. False myths and superstitions. So it's false myths and superstitions. Brother Ankh ain't promote no damn superstitions. False myths and superstitions about race contribute directly to the war. Come on, man. They fought World War II. Foundation of it, racism, scientific racism. Crazy. Right? They enslaved millions of African people off the concept of race. Crazy. So don't tell me, right, you know what I'm saying, from a human perspective, right, although it's a misstatement, a misunderstanding of biology and a social construct, doesn't mean that it didn't affect people to the point where they was enslaved, murdered, and raped, and killed, and put into ovens. So we're elegant enough to understand that although race is a social construct and not biological, that people lost their lives because of it. We have enough range and sad subjects to understand that, but we got a bunch of idiots that just don't get that. And I can't make you get it. You would have to read something or listen to something. Because we right here. The false myth and superstitions about race contributed directly to the war and to the murder of peoples, which became known as genocides. But victims of the war were all of all colors and all races. Despite the universality of the agony, the versatility, my fault, despite the versatility of this agony and destruction, the myth and superstition still survive and still threaten the whole of mankind. They still got people on the channel promoting that. Let me show you. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. No. Hold on, I'm gonna get you there. This will go on. I'm gonna go to the bureau, the Census Bureau, real fast, y'all. Let me get you the bureau. So right here, this is the Census Bureau. Right now, let's see about race estimates. Okay, white. We're at the bureau now. The census, right? Watch this. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, Middle East, and North Africa. I'm gonna say this again. White. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, Middle East, or North Africa. Crazy, yo. It includes people who indicate their race as white or report ethnicities such as Irish, German, Italian, Lebanese, Arab, Moroccan, or, here you go, Caucasian. How? How? Look. This is United States Census Bureau. Told you. What are we to do with this? Really? Really? Right. See, we don't play that game, yo. We stick strong to anthropology. That's why we can't play the game. Ain't gonna let nobody jump up here and start mimicking what the United States Census Bureau is using. Come on, man. They still promoting that. That in North Africa they call Caucasian. Let's be serious, man. Come on, man. We supposed to be way better than that, bro. Yeah, we definitely, Yeah, I got that right from there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, we just going on. Everybody just knock that off, man. That ain't what I'm doing. Not how about the Egyptians was Caucasian. Y'all crazy. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it, man. So let's get right here. We're gonna get right here to Hitler and the boys. Where we at? Okay. UNESCO took up again after the lapse of 50 years, a project with international institutional intellectual cooperation was wished to carry through, but which it had to abandon in defense to man. The appeasement is in international context, is a diplomatic policy of making political material or territorial concessions to the aggressor power in order to avoid conflict. Differences. Okay, got you. So right here, pre-war, it says the race question had been one of pivots of Nazi ideology. The common name English for nationalism, Nazism, common name in English for National Socialism, is the far right, totalitarian political ideology and practice associated with Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, the NSDAP in Nazi Germany during Hitler's rise to power, 1930. Yeah, man, he was wilding out, right? He was talking about the daggone the master race. All right, let me see something here. Radical policies, Nazism and race. All right, let's see. Master race. Let me see how much I can get right here. Let's see if I can get one of these tabs. Hold on, y'all. See what he was actually talking about right here. I think we can get right to it. Racial theories, racial categorization. Nazism viewed what is called the Aryan race as the master race of the world, a race that was superior to all others. So he was thinking he was superior to all others. And that probably lasted as long as into Jesse Owens, and they shot that gun at the Olympics, and Jesse Owens whipped him. Ran circles around the blonde-eyed, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed race. Okay, was superior to all of the races. It viewed Aryans as being being in racial conflict with a mixed race people. It says the Jews, whom the Nazis identified as dangerous enemies of the Aryans. Right, see that? Yeah. That's why Kanye West and them, yo, can't be running their mouth like that, yo. They got to know that, yo. Yeah, I gotta get off that for a minute. A long minute. Get off that, man. Come on, man. Stop it. Knock it off, yo. Be more sophisticated than that. It also viewed a number of other peoples as dangerous to well-being of the Aryan race. In order to preserve the perceived racial purity, the Aryan race set race laws was introduced in 1935. Then in 1935, they just ran straight by Charles Darwin. Shoom, 100 miles an hour, didn't they? Let me see something. I want to see the different nah, man, shoot. You got the Aryans. I got it. I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Find it. Because it's just amazing, man, how they did this, man. And I find it to be very, 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 very interesting. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, like all out foolery. I mean, complete foolery, bro. Oh man, let me see the American racist model. Anti-Semitism, neo-Nazism, German nationalism. racial and social Darwinism, pseudoscientific. Nazism subscribed to what? Pseudoscientific theories of racial hierarchy and social Darwinism, identifying the Germans as part of what Nazis regard as the Aryan, here you go, the Nordic or Nordic master race. Its aim was to overcome social division and create an homogeneous German society based on what? Racial purity, a bunch of foolery, yo. Homo sapiens sapiens was mixed from the start. See that? Gone. All in his head. Nordic. Nordic race was a racial concept which originated in the 19th century. Anthropology. This was in anthropology, bro. See, anthropology had to fix that. Okay? It was considered a race. It was considered a race or one of punitive subraces into which some late 19th and 20th century anthropology divided the Caucasian race, claiming that the ancestral homelands were Northwest. Hold on, subraces, but Northwestern and Northern Europe, particularly to populations such as Anglo-Saxon, German people, Baltic, Finns, French, and Celts, Slavs. Yeah, hit the Slavs, yo. Slavs is the first slaves right there, the Slavs. Right? Let me see. Within modern genetics, the concept of distinction in races in the biological sense has become obsolete. See that? Great Nordic race. That's what he thought. He really thought it was a great Nordic race, man. And this is the, see, that's the problem, right? That's the problem. Damn, I know what I meant to put the damn anthropology book in there so y'all could get it. Because I think we had it in the server. But since we don't got it, right here. Let me see how much time we got on here, man. Because I ain't even started to get into, boy. I swear to goodness, man. All right. Okay, all right. Yeah, James say any motherfucker thing, yo. Yeah, he'll say anything, bro. He'll say anything. He'll say it. Let me read this. I thought y'all niggas don't understand me. They are not saying North Africans are Caucasian. See, it's always that. It's always that. Always that, man. I just read it in the Census Bureau. It's always that, man. So this is what we at right here, man. We liking this right now, right? All right. Man, I should have put, I think I can put it up on the screen for y'all, man. So I'm thinking that'd be a good thing, right? One sec. One sec. Hold on. One sec. It's my Perrier. Perrier. Y'all going. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna get y'all, I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at in the anthropology book, and we're gonna get all the clowns out the building. Right? Got books everywhere, yo. Thinking I can put this right here. All right, boom. All right. Y'all know what the title is. I ain't proved that yet, just for the record. But I wanted to clear our race is just that. So nobody should be arguing about the race of the Egyptians because it's a pseudo-scientific concept. Never acquiesce to a faulty premise. What's the faulty premise? That the Egyptians are black. Because if the Egyptians are black, by default, they could be white, right? Nobody would say that. Am I correct in that? Mm-hmm. All right, let me get this. All right, let me send this here, man. All right, let's just download it here so I can send this. We're gonna get this going because we're rolling right along, and we're in an anthropology book, right? And we're coming to page 117. Okay. Y'all wild out. And y'all know y'all know this represent y'all done, right? I couldn't possibly find nothing in this anthropology book, yo, that would say the civilization of Egypt is in the South Deep, huh? You don't think I got this in this, do y'all? Couldn't be, huh? Could they be talking about not to apply in here? Could they be? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all take all that back. Y'all got 5 minutes to apologize, yo. Anybody who was talking shit, putting dirt, you know what I'm saying, on my name, putting dirt on anybody fighting for African people, yo, don't make me, I know it couldn't be in this book, could it? I know we talked about that cattle culture, right? That old Nubian cattle culture in that Brooklyn Museum. We talked about that, didn't we? We talked about not to apply it, right? Right? And they skull morphologies and all that. We talked about that, but did we talk about that? Oh man, not the apply, boy. Cattle culture, man. The clown popped up in the server acting like I made that up. Ha! Like I don't make nothing up. Oh man, god damn it. Shit. Oh man, come on. The files you're trying to share exceed attachment. No way, bro. Come on now. Shoot. All right, let me do that. See if I can do this. I don't know how I'm gonna get the book to y'all, yo. All right, let's make copy the link. Do this. Bang. Okay. Gotcha. I'm getting the book. We're gonna open up this book. That's what we're doing. We open up the book. Yeah, we need to open up this book here, man, because this gets all y'all about it. Anybody was talking crazy, yo, what the doctor, the John, because the Diop's right there. Nah, man, this is Comrade Phillips. This is a college level anthropology book here, man. They better not have that in there. They y'all know y'all done fucked up, right? Following pseudos, but always get your gun down, boy. They always get you gunned. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like it, yo. Never seen nothing like it, yo. Miss Lamb, what's up with y'all? Yeah, keep going hard, yo. Yeah, Nubian groups is called Caucasian, yo, Caucasoid, yo, with that. Nah, bro, come on, man. You can't get us over here, man. Now the Nubians is Caucasian, yo. Caucasoids. Come on, man. You know they got mixed morphologies, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop that, man. I don't know why y'all keep trying that, man. A on the scientific racism kick. I ain't tripping. Boy. Tangle where we weave and we practice to deceive. Come on now. Okay. Got him. And wait for the book to open up. I don't want to be winning by myself. Couldn't preview the file. There are problem people in this document. Retry. What? Wow. Oh, okay. Y'all know this shit. Y'all, that's funny, right? Do 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 All right, so we want to go to page. Nope, we do not want to go to page 239. I'm gonna say it again. We do not want to go to page 239. 239 talks about the African Neolithic. We don't want to talk about the African Neolithic, do we? No, we don't. Oh man. Nope, we don't want to do that. We want to go to. We want to get y'all right. We're gonna go to 117 first. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 117. Do 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 do. What I say? I say open up an anthropology book, right? Remember I said that? Open up an anthropology book, right? Anthropology, and what they say about race, physical anthropology and archaeology. What is anthropology? Culture, applying anthropology. The first states. Studying the past. Human variation and adaptation. Chef and L. I mean, he argued one time that adaptation, one part evolution. It's crazy. Crazy. Studying the past. Yeah, let's go there. Let's get there. Let me see what else they got. Archaic humans, origin and spread amount of humans, first farmers, first city states. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Modern theory of culture and anthropology. All right. Get right there, y'all. Like anthropology, man. They get all the quacks out of here, yo. They show you who ain't studying, yo. A real yo put you on notice, yo, that you know what you've been studying, you ain't been studying, yo. It really do. Okay, yeah, it actually do it tell you who been studying and who's been naughty or not. Hey, load up, man. We're gonna get there, man, because we going to page 117, man. And on 117, ladies and gentlemen, race, discredited concept in biology. They spent 2 hours arguing about race, dog. 2 hours. You hear me, man? 2 hours. 2 hours or they argued about the race of the Egyptian, man. How was that? Okay, so we here. So in an anthropology book, any anthropology book of any rate, any anthropological study, any anthropology book of any worth is going to discredit race. It say race. A discredited concept in biology. Historically, scientists have approached the study of human biological diversity in 2 main ways: racial classification, now largely abandoned, versus the current explanatory approach, which focuses on understanding specific differences. First, we'll consider the problem with racial classifications. Okay? The attempt to assign humans to discrete categories. So y'all be trying to do that, right? Y'all definitely be trying to do that. That go on both sides. Then we'll offer some explanations for specific aspects of human biological diversity. Differences are real important and apparent to us all. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't want to hear y'all talk about race when we talk about anthropology. This is an anthropology book, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a real anthropology work. This is a real anthropology work. Here you go. All right. Races are not biologically distinct. History and politics aside, one obvious problem with color-based racial labels is that the terms don't accurately describe skin color. White people are more pink, beige, or tan than white. Black people are various shades of brown, and yellow people are tan or beige. But these terms have also been dignified by more scientific sounding synonyms: Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid. This chapter's Appreciating Diversity discuss how racial contrasts, including skin color, are perceived in a very wide specific cultural context. Boy, I tell you, man. Boy, I tell you. And they argued about the race of the Egyptians for 2-3 hours straight and confused everybody. Crazy, man. Crazy. I mean, crazy. All right, so let me go next. Where I want to go at next. All right. Okay, I'm going to go to page 37. All right. Load up in there for y'all, man. Let it load in there. Let me turn my book. All right, if y'all need a copy of this, man, I'll send it to you. Because y'all definitely need an anthropology book, man. Read up on anthropology in Egypt in the damn book, bro. Yeah, we definitely need that. Yeah. Okay. All right, what's this? Let me see where we at. Oh, man. They're getting them footprints out of Kenya. All right. Right here. 1 second. We're going to page 337. 337. Let it load up. Oh, man. Where we at? Okay. Almost there, man. I talk about them ice sheets right there. Messing with the anthropology books, boy. Look at them people. Okay, so we're right here. Let's get it. All right. I think this chapter is called Mesolithic, Neolithic, first farmers, herders. Oh man, my fault. 337. One second here. Oh man, boy, early stages. Is that Egypt? Oh man. Wonder what they got to say about it. Man, I tell you, boy. Man, God. So, okay, we got ethnic groups and ethnicity, all right? And also they got the racial ethnic identification in the United States, 2007, right? And it talks about claimed identity, all right? Claimed identity. Why they saying claimed identity? Right, because you can claim any goddamn identity you want. It's not scientific. That's the point. Yeah, in this book too, this, you know, your human language, primary call systems. Yeah. Anyway, let me get out of it. Let me move right forward. I just want to get right here, man. It took a minute. Wish it was a better way for me to get through this, but it's not, yo. All right, patience. Patience for good work, man. That good work. Gotta make sure you cook that good work right. Make sure it's gotta get that right. All right. 333. Okay, so we're right here. Racial ethnic identification, United States, 2007. See, even in the census, it's called claimed identity. Why? Because you can claim it. White, non-Hispanic, Hispanic, Black, Asian, American Indian, Pacific Islander. All right, but it's claimed. See, you claim it. Ethnic groups and ethnicity. As with any culture, members of an ethnic group share certain beliefs, values, habits, customs, and norms because of their common background. Okay? They define themselves as different and special because of cultural features. This distinction may arise from language, religion, historical experiences, geographic placement, kinship, or race. All right, they give the source right there. Markers of an ethnic group may include a collection of names, beliefs, and common descent and sense of solidarity, and as let me see, association with specific territories with this group. Okay. Well, now that we know what that is, second. Race in the census. Man, y'all need to y'all gotta make sure y'all hit me up, man, to get this book, man. Man, you can get this book online for $5 for real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why people didn't get into the anthropology books when the whole damn conversation broke out. Now, I know I didn't pass this important point right here, because this was a value point right here. And it talks about genetics, and if you could use genetics in identifying a person's ethnicity. Man, I know I didn't miss that part. Boy. Man. Shoot. Boy. Rumbling and jumbo, rumbling and jumbo. I don't mind going back. All right, we got it. So we're going to go to page 121. Okay. Sickle cell. All right. So let's get to page 121 real quick. You're going to get an important fact right here. Start to talk about in chapter 6, adaptation, human variation and adaptation, right? And all the people in the chat trying to use the damn DNA. It's crazy. I'm going to show you how crazy it is. I'm not going to believe you. I'm going to go with the anthropology. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go with the anthropology on this one here. Not going to be able to do it, man. I'm not going to be able to sit around and listen to a bunch of people talk. They talk me to death. Go. Y'all see it. Genetic markers don't correlate with what? Phenotypes. I'm going to say it again, man. Genetic markers don't correlate with phenotypes. The analysis of human DNA indicates that 94% of human genomic variation occur within so-called races, considering the conventional geographic racial groupings such as Africans, Asians, Europeans. There is only about 6% variation in the genes from one group to another. In other words, there is much greater variation within each of the traditional races than between them. Humans are much more alike genetically than are other hominids, living apes. This suggests a recently shared common ancestor, perhaps recent as 70,000, 50,000 years ago, for all members of modern Homo sapiens. Sampling the mitochondrial DNA, the various populations, Rebecca Can, Mark Stockings. There you go. Goes on to say, the fact that African populations are the most diverse genetically proves evidence that Africa was the site of where the human diaspora originated. Yeah, but I want y'all to pay attention to this. Genetics do not. Genetic markers don't correlate with phenotypes. And I can actually do that. So y'all running around talking about, yo, look at the genes and look at what they look like, man. Stop it. Y'all gonna have to knock it off, man. Like at a certain point, y'all gonna have to knock it off. Like this is what we're not doing, yo. We're not sitting around spewing out misinformation, right? That's what we're not doing. Yeah, James, you bugged out, bro. And you way out there somewhere, dude. So we smooth with it, right? All in the anthropology book. And I ain't even, look this, look. This is how smooth shit gonna get on y'all ass, yo, look. Watch this. Let me show you. We're gonna go to, watch this. Watch this. So I'm gonna dive into the Wikipedia, right? And get everybody out the way. See, they want to do it that way? Now I can't get right to Wikipedia right now, yo. What I can't do. All right, can't do. I'm gonna come here. Almost there. Patience, my man. Patience. 337. 337. Okay, so we're right here, right? We want to get into this damn cattle culture of North Africa. All right. Ethnicity, no, damn, was that what it was? I know I didn't do that, yo. Damn it. Race and ethnicity. Man. Did that, man. All right, this what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna hold off because that took too long. Right? I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. Let's play this clip. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a clip. Let me move this. We're gonna deal with Dr. Rebecca. We're gonna deal with a term. Let's say what she's saying. All right.
Thought-provoking episode on the term sub-Saharan and the whitewashing of ancient North Africa.
Yes, I just think we should sort of like, because this idea, this like sort of continually trying to find this idea of, you know, separating out North Africa from sub-Saharan as if the Sahara was the impermeable boundary.
Okay. What did that doctor just say? Did we hear non-experts for 2 years act like the Sahara was something that you couldn't penetrate, some type of barrier? Did we not hear people for the last 2 years? Let me get this straight. Quick book. We need a quick book real quick with that. Let me see. We need a book, don't we? Yeah, we need a book. I got books everywhere, y'all. We need a book right there, yo. Dang. Yeah. Dang. Dang, we need a book right there. Dang, where is the book? Anyway, man. Yeah, we got it. Look, we right here because we need to understand Philip Kwaku, the first African Anglican missionary. The life and letters of Philip Kwaku. Go get this. See, we need to understand slavery too, because your mind is a terrible thing to waste, right? So we rely on experts, right? Because look, check this out. The death of expertise. Get the word. Slave mentality, just talking about Kwaku. Yo was gone. He was proselytizing the Africans. Getting them in them slave dungeons. Right here, missionary guy. See? Okay. Where was his mind at? Wilding. Yeah, but death to expertise. Y'all didn't ask nobody to bring no damn experts. Y'all just went with that shit. All right. We replayed Dr. Rebecca. We'll show her credentials. Let's go back to Dr. Rebecca. Let's see what she said. Because I know she ain't just say what I thought she just said, but she said it. But y'all act like she didn't say it. Talking about sub-Saharan Africa. See, we go. Let's go.
Separating out North Africa from sub-Saharan. Yes, I just think we should sort of like, because this idea, this like sort of continually trying to find this idea of, you know, separating out North Africa from sub-Saharan as if the Sahara was the impermeable boundary that nobody could get through is really a continually problematic type of argument. Particularly since we have early texts that tell us that, right, Herodotus tells us that, he says the Ethiopians and the Garamantes are indigenous to North Africa, and that, of course, the Phoenicians and the Greeks are not. But he makes it very clear that people he call Ethiopians are indigenous to North Africa.
Ethiopians are indigenous to North Africa. Would that be the nappy head Ethiopians? There's your nappy head niggas, huh? Show me indigenous in North Africa. I mean, loud and dumb. No sophistication, no elegance, no grace, no reading material. All mouth. Crazy. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Knock it off. There's no way, bro. Like, just people running their mouth, top, high level pseudoisms, say what they want to say anything, degrade African people, split them up, divide them by color. You're worse than the Nazis. Oh, sub-Saharan Africa ain't no, ain't this, ain't no black people, and so, ain't this, that. Knock it off, man. Ain't no way. It's no way, bro. Like, let me get the latest credentials, man, because this is like crazy, bro. This is crazy, man. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm just like, man, there's no way, man. Like, we running around. It's like one flew over the damn cuckoo's nest, man. Come on, yo. Let me finish what she's saying, man. One flew over the damn cuckoo's nest.
And Northwest Africa in particular, right? But they are not sub-Saharan. So I constantly, what is the obsession that people have with this idea of sub-Saharan, that whenever they ask any question, what they're trying to do is prove that sub-Saharan Africans aren't part of the ancient Mediterranean world, which we know is false. Not only do we know, of course, that people that we would call quote unquote sub-Saharan Africans ruled Egypt before the Persians got there, among others, but that they have this continual culture that runs up and down the Nile. And we know from our ancient sources that they believed very firmly, and they interacted with what in the area that they called Libya, right? So ancient geography, Herodotus separates, if there's a big geographic debate in the 5th century, right? So on the one hand, we have Hecataeus, who has his map of the world, and Herodotus seems to be addressing him and trying to correct him at various points in his history. But there's debate of whether there's one continent or two continents, whether everything west of the Nile is its own continent called Libya, or whether it's not. One of our ancient sources actually has Europe and North Africa as one continent. Yeah, because Libya is the name that he uses for everything west of Africa, essentially, is what Herodotus uses. But it's also used at some points for the entire continent of what we call Africa, because remember, Africa is a Roman word. It's not a Greek word. They didn't call it Africa. But yeah, this idea that there's a natural impermeable boundary that starts at the Sahara Desert, and that there's no penetration, and that everybody who has quote unquote black skin is below that line historically, and everyone above that is somehow magically white, shows one, a real lack of knowledge of how space works and how geography functions and how mobility and movement in the ancient world function. It shows a very limited view of our ancient sources. Like I said, I think I said this in another clip, if you're going to live by Herodotus, you got to die by Herodotus too. And if you're going to cite Herodotus for evidence of one thing, then you have to accept the fact that Herodotus says that the black people, Ethiopians in our ancient parlance, Ethiopians really in our ancient parlance, are indigenous to North Africa. They're indigenous to Libya, which is his word for basically everything north of the Sahara, because as far as he's concerned, south of the Sahara is uninhabitable, right? They believe that was an uninhabited region, uninhabited zone. Nobody lived there. It was too hot. So this is you have to understand that our ancient sources were very clear that in that northern part of Africa, that's where Ethiopians lived. were indigenous too. That means there were Black people there, but also the people that we refer to now as either Nubians or Cushites. Those were also called Ethiopians by our Greek sources, and they were in Egypt, and they controlled Egypt for various times. And we actually have a lot of evidence, if you put Egypt into its African context in antiquity, its vision is not to the north, right? It looks to the Nile and to what we would call south, right? To the upper Nile, the upper Egypt. And in fact, the cult of Isis is actually integrated across the what we would consider the two separate kingdoms of Egypt and Nubia in antiquity, but their worship of Isis is almost identical, and they are integrated and looking to each other as early as the second millennium BCE. So,
okay, man. All right, man. Let me share my screen, man, because y'all, I mean, like, come on. At this point, yo, it's a route. Like, ain't nobody reading no ancient sources, man. Y'all grabbing Wikipedia talking shit. Ain't nobody getting into that, man. Ain't nobody doing none of that, man. Y'all just hounding, screaming. Mike, what's his name? North African Mike. We don't even know if he's from North African. Probably from Chicago some damn where. No, upstate New York somewhere in the Catskills. Talking crazy, right? We don't know these people. We don't know their backgrounds. None of that, right? Go look her up, man. That's Rebecca Kennedy, right there. Here you go. Denison University, classical associate professor, classics, okay? Director, Denison Museum. She's the director of the damn museum, a curator of the museum. Get past her. Don't talk me to death. Get past her. That's what you probably got to do. You probably got to get past her. Don't talk to me. I'm using the experts. Stop it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man. Syllabi for teaching race and ethnicity in classical antiquity. Y'all got to get this, man. Come on, man. Yo, we teaching, yo. See, we teaching. See, we teaching. We ain't preaching, we teaching. We giving you sources. We giving you doctors and say subject matter, man. She's laughing at you. Come on, man. We're going to see when that term came into the thing in the lexicon, too, while we at it. Come on, bro. So there you go. Go ahead and get that, man. Look up her credentials. You put it again. Look up her credentials, right? You got people in the chat ain't got no damn credentials, just talking. You got people on YouTube just talking crazy. Mad, I tell you, mad. Just completely mad. I guess she wrote 6 books, 28 papers, 3 publications, 15 book reviews. Why we teach about race, ethnicity in the ancient world, right? Everybody want to act like this is what they was doing. They was practicing this. They was measuring your skin color. Yeah, okay, we'll go read the expert and see what she got to say to it, man. Teaching documents. Ancient Greek, Rome women. Anthropological sources. Contact with, what's that? Hackett Press. Hackett Press. Bill's companion to Rebecca, what is that? Elstelis. Oh, I said that wrong. And she got 28 papers. Okay? 28 papers, man. Elite women. Elite citizens women, the origins of was Hetera in classical Athens. Yeah, so she knows she's studying there, yo. Racist reaction to Black Achilles. Racist reaction to Black Achilles. Well, that's funny. Claiming classical Roman-Greco world commentary political discourse. Race, ethnicity in classical world. Okay, I have this book right here. Race and ethnicity in the classical world. The Anthropology primary source in translation. Anyway, so we teaching. That's what we doing. Don't talk me to death about all that. So now I want to move over here real quick. Got y'all out the way. Okay, yeah, UNESCO also made a statement on race. All right. But that ain't what I want to get into, man. I want to come to this tool right here. We want to figure out when and where did they start talking about. Okay, so we're coming here now. All right, we're coming here. We're going to use Brooks and Graham Viewer. So right here, basically, I typed in the word Negro, and we can tell when it first started, 1823. All right, first time it comes 1804, 1803. Let's put in sub-Saharan Africa. All right, because we teach it. That's what we're doing. My fault. Yeah, we teaching. Okay, nothing. So we know they wasn't using sub-Saharan Africa in the ancient world because it ain't nothing there. 1800s, they wasn't using it. Okay, no sub-Saharan African, no sub-Saharan African. Oh, 1895, no sub-Saharan African. 1915, no sub-Saharan African. 1960, ooh, look at the percentage. 0.001% in use in 1960. Are you serious? So you telling me they hitting us in the head and with a term that ain't even ancient, that it first started running into the lexicon in the 1960s? Are we serious? So that's how y'all gonna do us? With tangle where we weave when we practice to receive. With tangle where we weave when we practice to deceive. Y'all been trying to play us with the term, bro. Are you serious? Oh man, look, high usage when? 2001. Does this coincide with the advent of genetics and all that? When they start to draw the magical line, and is that the game? They tried to play a show. Y'all know they weren't gonna play Bobby Banger, yo. God killer. You know they weren't gonna get me. Come on, man. Y'all need to tell them stop trying me, yo. Y'all gotta stop trying me, dog. That's what y'all need to do. And then start to fall out. Yeah, because I don't like you just dropping. Then they want to come right back up again a little bit. Look at that. 2019. Resurgence. Because the pseudos is on it. Yeah, they drew the line. What that lady say? What Dr. Rebecca say? She said, yo, you just don't understand geography, yo, if you think you can draw that line and jet like that. You don't understand migrations in human populations if you just try to do it like that. Boy, that's crazy. Yeah, we teaching. Yeah, I want y'all to get that tool. Put any words you want in there. Throw the word in there and see what they doing. Crazy, dog. Funny to me, man. Wow, got him, coach. Put me in the game. Got him, coach. Man, I hope y'all enjoying this little presentation. I ain't even getting you to work, yo. Man. Man. Boy, we ain't listening to Mike. Mike don't got no source, yo. We don't even know where he's from, yo. I think he's from upstate New York, yo. Oh, man, he's from New York. You don't believe me, yo? Oh, man, go ahead, Pan Am. You know you're going to mix it up. Let me get out the chat for a minute. So where we at right now? Okay, so we jamming. We see as usual, Pan African. You're not understanding, dog. So I'm not going to help you out. I can't, yo. I just can't help you out, man. Okay, so where we at? We need to come here. Now we need to come here. We need to do some work now. We're doing some work. All right, let me see how long we'll be jamming on this train, yo. 65,000 building. Man, y'all, man, come on, man, and like up the videos, man. All right, get close to it. Where we at? We're gonna take y'all to the now. All right. We're gonna come to book 3, Blackatheism here. That's what we want to do. Oh man, I think I wanna you know what? I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all just going to be on your best behavior, yo. All right, don't be acting crazy. Calm down. How they say calm down? Everybody calm down. I'm just getting started on this, man. Make sure your Maria, read Nubian Pastoral's culture. Read that. Why you at it? Why you think you read that? Yeah, read that. I'm gonna put this link in here. Let the natives in here for a minute because I'm actually just getting started. I'm really just getting started. I ain't even going hard. I ain't even in the paint yet. I'm just shooting threes on y'all. Swoop. Yeah, shooting them threes. Shooting them threes. Shooting them threes. Pin that message up there, man. Let's see. You said, let me go to the thing. Immortal Truth. It says, have there been any pushback on her work? No, it's because she's actually reading ancient sources. So really what the work is telling you at, she's talking about what Herodotus was saying, right? Those sources. And she's talking about, because she actually studies ancient populations migration. So she's actually going along with, no, it ain't no pushback on that because, you know, that's a geopolitical border. Okay, so she just has a problem with the term, and she's talking about how academia tried to whiten up Egypt by using terms closely associated to that. So no, she's not, you know what I'm saying? So watch this. Yeah, it should be, it's always going to be some type of pushback, right? So let's put a pin. Let's put a pin. All right. Put a pin. I put the link in there. If y'all want to join it, y'all can join it. If not, don't even worry about it because we on fire right now, right? No, ain't no crazy pushback like that. So race, misinformation, Nubian and Egyptians, right? And so all this conversation always starts off with scientific racism. I'm gonna let you know that right now. All right. Race science. Egyptians are white, black, right? Fighting for that thing, that demographic was absolutely, let me see. Since enslaved people were first brought to this country, promoters of anti-black racism and white supremacy have co-opted the authority of science to justify racial inequality. A history of pseudoscientific methods providing white biological superiority and flawed social studies used to show inherent racial characteristics still influence society today. In 1619, when the first enslaved people were brought to what would become the United States, justification for their enslavement were brought here too. In the 400 years since then, as those enslaved and their descendants have continued to call this country home, the justification for their abuse and mistreatment have stayed with us as well. Okay? Contrary to scientific consensus, agrees that race has no biological basis, but scientific racism still exists. While it's now more subtle than craniometry, its long history demonstrates the influence of social ideas about race can have a supposedly unbiased research, can have on supposedly unbiased research. This is the Harvard Library, right? Okay. The distribution and reliance of scientific racism. New book proves how racist bias continues to maintain a foothold in research today. All right, this is the book right here. I want y'all to get this. Great work right here. Return the race science. So that's what they're doing. Those quote unquote North Africans right there, when they spewing out genetic markers all out of order, trying to figure out what a damn phenotype based off of that, trying to figure out who the damn Egyptians is based off their whole group, they're spewing race science. We're not playing with them. They know it. They know that I know that they know that I know that they know that I know what the hell they're trying to do to y'all. Right? So ignorance of said subject matter will cause you to continue to listen to people who too have ignorance to said subject matter. There's no way of telling. But once you have command of said subjects, you know when they're trying to get you. Nazi officials used calipers to measure an ethnic German's nose on July 1st, 1941. The Nazis developed a pseudoscientific system of facial measurement that was supposedly a way of determining racial descent. Nonsense. All right, just talking about hypertension medicine, how, the outcomes of hypertension, you know what I'm saying, prescribing Black Americans and their association with hypertension outcomes, that you know that shit was nonsense. It couldn't work. All right, it's a providers seem to be following the race-based guidelines for HTN, yet HTN control for BAA remains worse than non-BAA. It say the individualized approach to HTN therapy for all patients may be more important than race-based guidelines. Right, you need to figure out what the patient needs, right? Whatever measure you prescribe them. Right? Figure out what's best for them, not based off of their perceived race. It's a race-based prescribing for Black people with high blood pressure shows no benefit. All right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep going. Right? I don't want to promote this stereotype, the Black pharaohs. Right? If you presuppose these are Black pharaohs, right? Then who the hell is everybody else? Right. When we study anthropology, the Nubians, right, we become culturally aware of who they are. So, Flinders Petrie, controversial. Hold on. Controversial founder of archaeology. Oh man, come on. Man, why did I move that? We got stuck. Okay. Let me get back on here real quick. Come on, man. Flinders Petrie was one of a great many scientific people who embraced the study of eugenics, defined in the dictionary as the science of improving a population by controlled breeding to increase the occurrence, of desirable, heritable characteristics. Yeah, y'all know who he was though, right? Yeah, he's the Egyptologist, one of those early Egyptologists. That's interesting. That's straight bananas, ain't it? Yes, indeed. It was what we now would term a pseudoscience, with the word originally being defined by Sir Francis Galton, the English polymath, explorer, and anthropologist who was the cousin of Charles Darwin. Remember, Galton misunderstood, misrepresented Charles Darwin's work. That's bananas. You see how important understanding is? He started a whole pseudoscience thing called eugenics, based off of the misreading and misunderstanding of Charles Darwin's theory of biological human evolution. Wow. Got to be careful with these damn pseudos out here in these streets. So Egyptology from the first world to the third rank. Yeah, so Germans was in there. Remember, they was the ones seriously practicing race science, imperialism and racial geography. In James Henry Breasted, Ancient Times and the History of the Early of the World, right? Now, we talked about these terms, okay? Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and why we fight against that. I'm gonna show you why we fight against that. Because every time you enact those words, you're enacting racism at high levels, specifically in the field of Egyptology. Egyptology, Dr. James Henry Breasted, and the creation of white supremacist ideology. 1935 edition, an introduction to the study of ancient history and the career of the early man by James Henry Breasted, director of what, y'all? Director of the Oriental Institute, University of Chicago, right? He was an Orientalist. I hope I'm saying it right. Oriental, or Orientalist, okay? Listen to the orientation, the Orient. He's not saying an African, he's an African. Nope, he's orientated himself where? Let me show you. We can just look at his work. So this is actually a map, okay? All right, and if you pay close attention to this map, the white part represents ice. Then watch this, northern flatlands, okay? The great white race. Look how far the great white race comes to, ladies and gentlemen. Look. Northern flatlands, right? Highland. Look, southern flatland. That's Africa. See the top of Africa? Look, southern flatlands, the Sahara Desert. So the great white race was all the way down to where? To that mythical area that they want to call sub-Saharan Africa. Now we see why they played that game. That's why they're talking about the Caucasians being Ethiopian. That's why they're talking about the Caucasians being Egyptians, right? Because there was the great white race they was talking about. Over to your right side, you got the Mongoloid or the yellow race, and at the very bottom, you have the black race. Let me put it in a better perspective for you. Here we go. See? Here you go. Racial diagram for the great Northwest quadrant. Here you go. The great, look, the northern flatlands, Nordic type of the great white race. This is what, quote unquote, Hitler was saying he was. Remember, they said he was Nordic, right? Watch this. Then 2 is who? The Alpine type of the great white race. To the right of that, you got Mongoloid, yellow race, right? Right here, Mediterranean Sea, okay? Still the great white race, but they call it the Mediterranean type of the great white race. In their minds, they was orientating them where? Back to Europe. This is where they were saying, remember, he started this called the invading race theory, that this invading race came into Africa and formed Egypt. This is why I stay away from them highly racialized terms, non-scientific terms. Why would someone come amongst you and do this to you? Because he always says Egypt started in Asia. Did you got people down there in the chat right now saying that? So watch this. Here, the southern flatlands, the Sahara Desert, right? So the great white race goes from the northern flatlands all the way down to the southern flatlands. And under that is what? The black race. That's why they play these games with the map, because they've been playing games with the map. Playing games with the map is not new. This is absolutely improper geography. Wow. And high degrees of those who supposed to be studying a homegrown African civilization, orientating it back to what? The Alpine race, the Nordic types, the Mediterranean types. That's why we don't use those words, because it's highly racialized and non-scientific. Come on, man. This your man right here, Reisner. George Reisner, the curator at Boston Museum of Fine Arts, who oversaw the excavation of Nubian city of Kerma in the 20th century, was so perplexed by the presence of Egyptian artifacts that he assumed the city was an Egyptian military outpost. Wow. Watch this. This was Reisner said in 1918. The native Negroid race had never developed either in its trade or any industry worthy of mention, and owned their cultural position to Egyptian immigrants, and to the imported Egyptian civilization. It was inconceivable to him and his colleagues that a Black civilization could have attained victories over a white one. They were still perceiving the Egyptians as being white and the Nubians as being Black. That's the game that was being played. So this is when the Egyptians lost their Africanness, when the first field studies in Egyptology started. Bananas, out of order, and crazy. It's your boy right here. Morton had many scholars from ancient Egypt and concluded that the ancient Egyptians were not African, but were Caucasian. I'm gonna say it again, bro. That the Egyptians were not African, but Caucasians. What in the hell was John and Henry Clark and them supposed to do? Dr. Ben, John G. Jackson, Chicank Dios. See, they acting like this wasn't the conversation. It absolutely was. Morton studied the scholars. Let's find out who Morton is. Samuel Morton is often thought of as the originator of the American School of Ethnography, a school of thought in the antebellum American science that claimed the differences between humans was one of species rather than a variety, and is seen by some as the origin of scientific racism. What in the hell is going on? So you mean to tell me you got Reisner, who was saying that anybody, quote unquote, Black, or what you want to say, Nubian, definitely wasn't building great civilizations? Because in his time, he was understanding what slavery was, and he couldn't imagine Black people being anything. Now, I'm using the term Black because now I'm talking about the social status. I find this to be amazing. So Morton is the one that studied the skulls. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna show y'all what Morton actually wrote. See, now we're gonna start getting to where the rubber meets the road. This is good. This is definitely good right here. Because we're definitely getting all the way to it. Okay? We're gonna go to Penn State. We're gonna bring up a source because we all sourced up. All sourced up. I don't know, I ain't saying anybody hit that link though, did they? Bet you didn't. Nope. You don't gotta hit the link. I'm jamming right now. I ain't gonna go long though, and I ain't get to it. I might have to hit y'all with it. I think I'm gonna hit y'all with it, and then hold on. Let me get this source real quick. Man. Hold on 1 second. This is important sociology. Important. I want y'all to see this. A couple words on here we get into. Okay, I'm just not gonna do it. Oh man. Man. Probably need this right here. 1 second. Man, don't come in here talking crazy, James. Hold on, let me get my man. What's going on, James?
What's happening, brother? I'm here to back you up with some Black African power, brother. That's all.
Yeah. But you know I'm on the head, though.
You rocking, brother.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm on the head. All the way. All the way to the bank, yo. Hold on. I want to, I know what the title is. I'm going to get to it, and I'm going to start getting to it right here. All right. And there's 2 ways I can do this, James. So it's the social construct that everybody wants to use, right? And I always told him, James, I said, James, I can fight this fight any way you want to do it. I can do non-scientific and play the race card and use all races. I'm talking about racist white people, right? That would say that Egypt was loaded with niggas. They just were slaves. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to do that, huh? I shouldn't be able to bring a racist, right? So let me bring your first races here. All right, bring your first races here. All right, hold on. Oh man. Okay, let me get the Knox. Who is Knox? Knox, who owned slaves, used the scientific reputation to defend the institution of slavery. He claimed that the Negro achieves his greatness, perfection, physical and moral, are also the greatest longevity in the state of slavery.
Damn.
Knox was influenced by who? Types of humankind. Here you go. This is one of the books he wrote. This is the type of humankind right here. Classification of mankind by Knox and Gittey. Look at that, man. Y'all can see the Negroes right there. Y'all see the skulls, right? And you see they putting us up with monkeys. Banana. Okay?
Shame on the mess.
The Greeks at the top. Always. All right? That's Knox. Who is Knox? Egyptologist, explorer. George Robbins Gibbons was an English-born American Egyptologist. This is the field of Egyptology studying an African nation, bro. They wasn't never saying they was African, bro. Okay? Its institution, illustration by Gustav Muller. Its institution was to show the affinity between the lowest humans and the highest apes. Okay? From top to bottom, the heads represent Indo-German, Chinese, Fuegan, Australian Negro, African Negro, Tasmanian gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan, gibbon, proboscis, monkey, and mandrill. There you go. And of course, they got the African closer to the ape in all these pictures. Look, they're always going to put the African closer to the ape. See the game they play? See the misinformation? But I'm actually stop right here. All right. And what I really want to do is I want to get right to this right here. I think I got it. Boom. I'm going to the thing right now. Hold on, y'all. How you doing today, though, James? Okay, so we're going to Penn State right now because we all saw stuff. Definitely going to Penn State, all right? And we're dealing with the article, all right?
And everything is good with me, by the way. If it was any better, it'd be illegal.
So this is Morton with the skulls, right? Let's see what Morton says. Now he's studying the skulls, right, in Egypt. Let's see what he has to say. All right. There you go. It's the white boy. All right. Morton, cranial collection. All right. Collect the skulls, man. Morton's later career. Craniology. Look, the skulls. These drawings of the skulls. Okay, Cranial America, that's in one of his book, Cranial America. All right. Okay, so he's a known racist. I read it. Y'all seen it. Can we agree he's a known racist, right? Artwork, baby. I love this artwork right here, man. Excellent drawings. Morton's final years. Okay, this is what we're going to do, yo. We're going to get right into it. Let me see. No. All right, hold on. Watch me get to this. We want to get to Morton publication. We're going to see Morton going to tell us what it is now. He's going to tell us with them skulls and what he found in Egypt. Let's see what he said. Now we're switching over to pseudoscientific, right? We're going to let Gibbon and Morton tell you who the people was, right? Cranial Egyptia. This is in his book, Cranial Egyptia. Let me see, hold on. Ah, man, let me get here. Boy, I shouldn't take this long when it's the Hyrus Morton's. Cranial Egyptia. Okay, all right. We're gonna read it. I want to get this first. Copy. Okay, so let's read. The findings of Morton presented at Cranial Egyptia were that Egypt was founded at some long age date, but after the great flood of Noah. Furthermore, Morton argued that the ancient skulls in his collection came from a number of existing races. So he's talking about races in Egypt, a number of different races. Watch this. Morton had already made such statements in Cranial America in 1939. There he wrote that recent discoveries in Egypt had shown beyond all question that the Caucasian and Negro races were perfectly distinct in Egypt 3,000 years ago, just as they are now. So this is important here, James, and everybody that's listening, that based off of this guy looking at skulls, he was letting you know that the Caucasian was there and the Negro races was there. There's your nappy head niggas in Egypt. But he said in Egypt, they was distinct. All right? So even a racist in this racist approach can't deny the quote unquote Negro races in Egypt. Watch this. But he said they was perfectly distinct in Egypt. So they won't try to play the game in Egypt 3,000 years ago, as they are now. He asserted that the alterations of racial traits by external causes was a physical impossibility. Thus was Morton's long-standing assertion that racial divisions of humanity had been in place since ancient Egypt, without changing since then. He also concluded that ancient Egypt was originally peopled by a branch of Caucasian race who ruled as kings of Egypt. He further asserted that Negroes were numerous in Egypt We're gonna stop right there. Let's look up the word numerous. Do 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 do.
Numerous.
Make sure I ain't making up words. Hey James, where you at? Numerous.
I'm right here.
Great.
I'm with you.
Great in number, many. Let's go to Merriam Dictionary. What is the word numerous again, ladies and gentlemen? Make sure we got the right word.
Numerous.
Numerous, consisting of a great numbers of units or individuals. Numerous, great number. So he was saying there's a great number of niggas here, sir. We have a great number of niggas here. But I thought it wasn't no nappy head ones. And this is from the beginning of time. And you know I'm just starting to cook. I'm just starting to cook. Yo, watch me cook them. Watch me cook them. Watch me cook them. See, if y'all want to play the race game, then let's play the race game. Now we playing the pseudoscientific race game. So I'm saying I can beat you with the science and beat you with the race game. See, because they were studying them skulls. And the fact that they were saying it was Caucasians and quote unquote Negroes was showing that they was definitely saying that it was a mixing going on in Egypt. But watch this. Negroes were numerous in Egypt, but their social position, this is how he got them out of Egypt. But their social position in ancient times was the same that it now is, that of servants and slaves. Morton also illustrated Cranial Egyptia with lithographs of skulls, although not as large as the ones from Cranial America. Morton's financial difficulty in Cranial America may have led him to reduce the production costs with the more modest Cranial Egyptica. Anyway, while we're talking, he further asserted that Negroes were numerous in Egypt, but they were slaves. He ain't had no choice to make them slaves. So this is in his work, right? And you know how we get down. I don't know how your thing is stuck on that, man. How you get stuck on the screen, bro? Let me get you out the screen. I got to get you out there like that, man. Gotta get them out there, man. So we got him, coach. We just got him. Egyptocrania. Do I have that book? Let me see. I think I might have that book somewhere. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, right? Y'all might be, y'all might want to grab some water. Because now the rubber is starting to meet the road, ladies and gentlemen. Cranial Egyptia. We got to work.
Oh.
Scholar select. Samuel George Morton. My, oh my, what have we here? Let me get a drink.
Yeah, because this is about a 3-4 punch combination.
Let me see. Daddy crying. Now they don't want to use race no more. Pseudos are dying. And they outright crime. Don't using race. Wait a minute. I'm simply following the races. I'm reading the works of the races and what they said. This ain't me saying it. I'm reading Cranial Egyptia. What am I to do? Don't hate me. Hate the game. The game made me. What's wrong with y'all, man? We getting it in over here. We having fun, sitting back, having fun, and we still number one. We go. So on some easy shit. Let's go to page, highlighted pages. Why, oh, why do they like to lose? Why do they fuck with me? I don't know. Man, these words is little on here. Man. I'm gonna tell you now, man. Look, some low ass that water on here, man. Look. All right. Y'all know I ain't even get into. I'm gonna start the next live up with the hold on, where we at? Boom. Okay, I ain't doing this now. The Negroes, page 59. And they got a whole chapter on the Negroes in Egypt. Man, say it ain't so, Sam. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get real ugly. It's gonna get ugly. Okay, George Wiggins designated natives in foreign land of Kush. It's a black people. Said, man, we have most unequivocal evidence, historical monuments, that slavery was amongst the earliest of the social institutions of Egypt. Made that shit up. And that it was imposed on all conquered nations, white as well as black. So numerous was the unfortunate class of persons that it was the boast of Egyptian kings recorded by Diodorus that the vast structures of Luxor and Karnak were erected by the laborers and foreigners. Ah, man, the niggas and the foreigners building these vast structures. It's getting ugly. James, I didn't say this, James. I didn't say that, James.
I hear you.
The laborers. Yeah, they were just laborers, though. You know, they couldn't think.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't say the architects. Okay. Yeah, I tried to slide that one by y'all. We're going to keep them to laborers, right? The last time I checked, yeah, they helped building the monuments, though, right? Now, we doing pseudoscience right now because we dealing with Morton, the father of scientific racism. He's telling you, this is a racist telling you. So you got a flaming racist talking about the Negroes in Egypt, but you got people of African Americans descent can't even open up their mouth and say that African people is in Egypt. Come on, man. No, we said it was African. No, you say African, and then you start talking about Palestine and goddamn Mesopotamia. That ain't African, that's flammery. You say the word Africa, but everything after the word Africa is somebody from foreign lands outside of Africa. Don't play me, play Lotto. Egyptian kings recorded their source that the vast structures in Luxor and Karnak were erected by laborers and foreigners alone. Of Negro slaves in particular, the paintings and sculptures give abundant illustrations. Black people, says Sir Wiggins, designated as natives of foreign lands of Kush, are generally represented on Egyptian monuments as captives and bearers of tribute to the pharaohs, and antecedent circumstances of the inhumane traffic appears to have been much of the same in ancient as in modern times. It is curious also in a numerical point of view to observe that Arian, who wrote in the 2nd century, gives 3,000 as the number of Negroes annually brought down the Nile in his time, while Mandan, writer in our own time, and consequently 1,600 years later than Arian, estimates the present number in nearly the same words. If it be allowable to make these data the basis of calculations for the past 35 centuries, it will follow that upwards of 10 million Negroes have been brought as bondsmen into Egypt during that period. He said 10 million Negroes.
Yeah.
What tangle where we weave, we practice to deceive, yo. He was like, yo, from that time all the way now, yo, about 10 million of them in there. I ain't say that, yo. Come on, dog. Come on, man. That's a lot of nappy heads in there, yo. Oh, man. That's funny, yo. That's funny. This I regard as reasonable calculations for the present waste of depopulated conditions of the country. Demand servants and slaves must be far below it was in flourishing epic of the pharaohs. So they said during epic of the pharaohs, this is a little lesser than that. Let me read this again for clarity. In this regard, reasonable calculation for the present wasted and depopulation conditions of the country, the demand for servants and slaves must be far below what it was, far below what it was in flourishing epic of the pharaohs. And they got the little asterisk right there. We'll read that. Now watch this. We cooking on fire now, shit smoking. This vast influx of Negroes into the Nile Valley, this vast influx of Negroes into the Valley of the Nile must necessarily have left its impression on the physical traits of the Egyptians themselves. Ooh, I'm cooking. What? We cooking now, son. Let the racists speak and they kill themselves. Now, I'm not saying this, right? I'm saying, right, like, I'm gonna back it up with this guy because this is what he was dealing with. Everybody at that time was saying it was Negroes in there. Wasn't nobody talking that shit niggas talk today. Well, you know, it was a lot of these people that ain't nobody saying that back then, dog. They just relegated them to slavery, dog, because they couldn't get past to the shit they was looking at. Like Varney, the Egyptology, he go there, right? When he go there, the Sphinx is covered in sand and he had to stand up. He called a damn Negro because he had the big lips and all that. In his mind, it was a Negro. That's what he was used to. That's Varney, look him up. All right? It's crazy. They be putting the eyeball tests on shit. Here you go. I'm gonna take my time on this. The vast influx of Negroes into the Valley of the Nile must necessarily have left its impression on the physical traits of the Egyptians themselves in modern times as seen in the Copts and in more distinct periods is proved by the Negro heads in which both the configuration and expressions are too obvious to be mistaken. Do I gotta read it over, James? Did you get it?
For sure.
Want me to read it again or stay, or you got it?
Nah, I got it, man. I'm with you.
Oh man, the physical traits of the Egyptians. It says the vast influx of Negroes into the Nile Valley must necessarily have left its impression on the physical traits of the Egyptians themselves in modern times as seen in the Copts. So Copts is the modern time. You can see the Negro traits on them. And in more distinct periods as proved by the Negro heads in which both the configuration and expressions are too obvious to mistake. Man, but it may be inquired. How does it happen that Negroes or their descendants should be found in the catacombs if they constitute a minimal or slave caste in Egypt? Got a question mark there. I replied, it may be observed that persons of this race have been capable in all ages of elevating themselves to posts of distinction in the East, and especially proverbially those who have belonged to the class of Enoch. So they talking about the whole period of time from ancient times all the way up to like the Islamic periods when they was making Enochs, that those Negroes have been able to elevate themselves. This is an interesting conversation right here, man. It is also important to observe that so tenacious were the Egyptians of the rights of their offsprings that they admitted them to equal privilege with themselves. Even then, even when the mother was a slave. And these usages extend to inheritance. Man, he was like, yo, the Egyptians just, them slaves, them they elevated them and they married them and they would still give them inheritance.
How about that?
How about it? How about it, coach? Put me in the game. I just been sitting back chilling, man. I ain't even bought the the anthropology book telling you what the hell it is. I ain't get you yet. I'm just chilling on some old material, right? On some old material. This is what Diop's and them had to read through. This is what Dr. Ben and them had to read through, right? So now you're gonna be mad at them because they was following up on the material. What the hell was they supposed to do? Come on, man, let me keep going. The proceedings, the preceding facts with multiplying more on the same subject, amplifying accounts for the interminable amalgamation of the Caucasian and Negro races, which have been going on in Egypt from remote times. They saying from the remote times, right? While they have also explained the incidental social elevation of the Negro caste, to which the monuments and the catacombs alike bear witness. This is wild. Negroes are abundantly represented on pictorial delineations of the Egyptian monuments of every epoch. On every epoch, the Negro is there. Crazy, yo. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's a complexion features, expressions, these and every other attribute of the race are depicted precisely as we are accustomed to seeing them in their daily walks. Indeed, were we to judge by the drawings alone, we might suppose them to have been executed but yesterday. And yet some of these vivid delineations are nearly 3,500 years old. And moreover, as if to enforce the distinction of race by direct contrast, they are placed side by side with people of the purest Caucasian features. Man, I'm gonna finish it out. Because this is wild for me, man. This is a racist rightness. This is the guy, you know what I'm saying, getting all the skulls, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is what they was doing. They was like, yeah, they couldn't get you out of there. They couldn't. They was trying, but they was like, we're gonna make them the slaves. That's how they did it. We're gonna whitenize North Africa, Caucasians, and we see all these niggas here, but don't worry about it. We're gonna, we got something for them. It's called literature, and we'll just write them. Yeah, but sometimes, and you trying to lie, you end up telling the truth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So in a way, Chief X is worse than a racist. God damn. Shame, mess.
It's just wild, man. I could just keep going, but I ain't gonna do all that, man. I'll come here to 67. It's talk about, let me see. I say this view is sustained by the passage of Herodotus, who states that in the army of Xerxes, which invaded Greece with the legend of Western Ethiopians who had hair more crisp and curly than any other man. Now in the army of Xerxes embraced the legend of the African Negroes, it would not be remarkable if the Egyptian troops should have been composed in part of the same people, which indeed, with respects to the Ethiopian dynasties, may be assumed as a thing of course.
Is that in Persian records or what?
Yeah, that's in the Greek records. The Xerxes, Herodotus talks about the Xerxes army, right? They had.
Yeah, Xerxes was a Persian.
Yep. That's what they said in ancient records. I'm talking about ancient records. So in conclusion, the valley,
because Alexander had he sacked. He had fucked up all the Persia around that time too, right? Yeah. Okay.
Let me finish this. The conclusion. The Valley of the Nile, both in Egypt and in Nubia, was originally peopled by a branch of the Caucasian race. 2. The principal people since the primordial people since called Egyptians were Mizrahites of scripture and the posterity of Ham. It says directly affiliated with the Libyan family and nations. In their physical characteristics, the Egyptians were intermediate between Indo-European and Semitic races. I'm finishing off with 8. It says Negroes were numerous in Egypt, but their social position in ancient times was the same that is now, is that service and slaves. And this is what we read, Penn State University website, and I got the book. This is an easy little read. The word's little as hell, though. That's why the word's little, dog. But I just, you know, the skulls and all that, you know what I mean? All right, yo. So I'm just saying, yo, like, look, I don't know what y'all want me to do. The hell you want me to do? I didn't write the shit. Right? Even a racist had enough, yo.
I swear.
Ain't no way, yo. So let's come to the chapter, right? Chapter 5, the Egyptian race as seen and treated by anthropologists. Miss Fowler believes that Nakata crania are sufficiently harmonious with justifying speaking of the Nakata race by the height of the skull. Let me see, what's this? Ocular height, the height of which, the height and width of the face. It says the height of the nose. Let me see, the height of the nose, the cryptic and facial endus. This race presents affinities with Negroes. This is anthropologist now. She's saying they have affinities with Negroes. I ain't saying that. This is the world Diaz was faced with. These are some of what the anthropologists are saying now, right? By the nasal width and height of the orbit, the length of the palate and the nasal index is present affinities with the Germans. So he's saying there's a mix right there in that skull. Negro and German. Wow. They was wilding. Okay. Let's see. The characteristics common to Negroes in the pre-dynastic Egyptian race of Nakata are basic in contrast to those they share with the Germans. For that matter, this is Diab talking, if we were to judge by the nasal index of 2 Black races, Ethiopians and say and the Davidians, they too would present affinities with the Germans. Man, crazy. All right, I'm gonna end this right here. Okay, now they're talking about, this is Randall McCleaver. Randall McCleaver says, in early pre-dynasties epic, the proportion of Negroes would be 24% amongst men and 19% amongst women. In the later pre-dynastic epic, 25% and 28% respectively. Now, Keith challenged the validity of the crematory used by Thomas and Randall McCleaver to separate the Negroid from the non-Negroid crania. He estimated that if any series of present-day English crania were examined by the same criteria, one would find 30% Negroids. Inversely, it could be said that if the same criteria were applied to 140 million Negroes in Black Africa today, a minimum of 100 million Blacks will come out whitened. It's by that measurement, moreover, the distinction between Negroes and non-Negroes, intermediates, is not clear. It actually It's in actual fact, non-Negroes is not equivalent of white and intermediate, even less so. It's Falkenberger, it's another anthropologist, continued the anthropological study of the Egyptians population in a recent work based in 1,786 male skulls, dating the early pre-dynastic to the present. He distinguishes 4 principal groups. The distribution of the pre-dynastic skulls amongst those 4 groups was reported as follows: Negroids, 36%, Mediterranean, 33%, Cro-Magnon, 11%, 20 individuals belonging to none of these 3 categories, but related either to Cro-Magnon type AC or Negro type BC. The proportion of Negroids is clearly higher than that of Thomas and Randall McCleaver, which Keith nevertheless found extensive. Man, yo, this is crazy. Despite their differences, these conclusions attest to Negro foundation of Egyptian population in the pre-dynastic epoch. They are incompatible with the notion that Blacks did not filter into Egypt until later. On the contrary, the facts prove that Blacks, the Black element, was predominant from the beginning and end of Egyptian history, especially when we add Mediterranean is not synonymous with white. Instead, it probably refers to Elliott Smith's brown or Mediterranean race. Elliott Smith makes these early Egyptian branch of what he calls the brown race, which is none other than Siegel's Mediterranean or Euro-African race. Man. So, okay. Now, this is the anthropologist saying this. This is not. So here, what my point is, Diop's clearly understood that based off of literature review, that there were abundance of what you would quote unquote call Africans, Negroids, whatever fits your fancy right now, in all the literature. So when y'all talk shit about Dr. Ben and them, how they reading anthropology, just like I'm sitting up here reading anthropology books. They said that the Black people didn't make that up. So knock it off. Oh, but this is now okay. Now we don't even use race, and we see why, because there's a hell of a delicate balance. So no matter what they was classifying them, they was classifying variations of different, of different stock. You could see the differences. You could see different hair, different, you know what I'm saying? And that shit, for real, it fits right in what they end up saying. Right? The Egypt is not Black or white, you know what I'm saying? It's a homegrown indigenous African population, okay? With different hair textures, different morphologies, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. And they was all seeing it, right? And it just relegated the ones that they thought was Negroes to the slaves, right? And elevated the people they figured was white to the people that was ruling the joint. I mean, this ain't even hard, right?
That's the playbook right there, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end with this, right? Page 142, African General History. Ancient Civilization of Africa, and they got Egypt in this book, see? From about 7,000, and above all during the human periods towards the end of the Neolithic times, there seems to have been a common material culture throughout Nubia. It was only onwards 3,000 that a distinct difference developed between the two civilizations of lower Egyptian part of the Nile Valley and that of the upper Nubian part. Until this time, very similar, if not identical, funerary customs, pottery, stone, and later metal instruments are found from Khartoum in the south to Mator near Aswad in the north. They show how similar the various reasons were as regards to social organization, religious belief, and funerary rites. as well as the general way of life, with which hunting, fishing, animal husbandry, and associated with as yet crude from agriculture. Man. Yeah.
Yep.
From Khartoum, the Upper Egypt, bro, the Upper Egypt, basically the same. And then they can see it start to split off. Scientific community was saying that. For the record, it ain't wrong to a change. They haven't changed that. I got about 30 more sources to confirm that. 2022 sources. All right? Simple as that. See, we teaching now. We ain't howling and screaming, right? We backing it up. Let me see how to do that, man. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Excellent. I just have a public service announcement to the North Africans in the chat. I know you got a few of them, but the thing is, they may not know the status of African Americans now. And I just want to say, if you look down on us, you're going to be severely pummeled about the head and shoulders. It's simple as that. All right? You know? Because whether it's Algeria, Tunisia, Benghazi, Libya, Morocco, listen, don't step to African Americans like you used to. It ain't the same. All right?
Nope. I'm gonna chase my body here, yo. And I don't mind a discussion, yo, because I'm just getting started. James, you hear what I'm saying, bro? Listen, let's recap real quick. I'm just getting started, nigga. I'm just getting started. I just wanted to hit you with a little play. That was a little play. I wanted to show you that the environment that the elders was in, that was reading anthropological studies, so they always said Negroes was there. All the white people, and even the racists went overboard. He was talking about millions of them. He went. He loved. So it ain't me saying that, man. Like I don't have to make this up, right? And no, I don't agree to race, not at all. I'm just simply saying that they was always realizing that there was a diverse population in that area. And in no time did they ever leave out what you would misclassify as sub-Saharan African, because you calling the Nubians the Negroes. So if that's the case, you sure you want to call the Nubians the Negroes? Yeah, because if you call the Nubians the Negroes, man, the archaeologists, the daggone Egyptologists, they was like, yo, they everywhere. They swarm in the joint. They just slaves. And you know that's crazy. Right? And they talk about since the beginning of Egypt, they was always there mixing and matching with them. That's a fact. Like I didn't make this up. This is a scientific study right here. This, you know what I'm saying? This ain't even the pseudoscience right here. This UNESCO. Remember, they wrote the statements. That's why I showed you UNESCO in the beginning, because they were serious about trying to get their work in.
That's right.
They put a whole war over race in Nazi Germany. Yo, imagine that, yo. They put people in the oven because of the misconception of race. Prior to that, they enslaved African people in the millions based off of the misconception of race. And in all that racism, they couldn't get the Negroes out of Egypt. Go figure that. You know, I didn't even get to not apply it yet.
No, but you showed an interesting map, and I just wanted to just interject for a second. That map that you showed, the terminology to me is also you stressed on Middle East, but I say Sub-Saharan, Middle East, and Europe is a term that's used to kind of put us down, lift them up.
Yeah, come on, dog. Like, come on, man. So we gonna put it to rest, and we're gonna be early tomorrow, man. And you know, like I'm always got that work. Here you go. Here goes something for new science out of Asia. It's time to rethink the map of human evolution. They still fighting. So see what I'm saying, yo? We act like on Monday when Charles Darwin figured out the third evolution, yo, that the shit was straight. No, they was crazy. So you got to imagine people actually thinking they're coming from the pages of the Bible. or humans thinking they tribal tribes thinking they coming from their creation stories. And then Charles Darwin drop a bomb on all that. Humanity wasn't ready for that. Humanity wasn't ready to be called an animal. That's why Charles Darwin stayed away from it in his work that everybody always mess up. They always mess up his work. Let me show y'all real quick. They always mess it up. Look, always. Yep. So yeah, this is a little series right here, yo. Nubia, the mother of ancient Egypt. Now, why am I saying that? We talking about Nubians, right? In the beginning, they did, right? Now, the next show, I'm gonna show you how the Nubian culture is older. Matter of fact, I can do that right now. I can go to the scientific study. I can do that. That's easy. It's right here. Watch this.
Jewels on.
That's easy. Let me get that out the way. That's easy.
Dropping straight science.
Yeah, let me get that out the way. Let me change glasses for this. Let me get that out the way. Yeah, let me get that out the way. Don't make me pick up that anthropology book. Don't make me do it. Because it's gonna verify what I'm saying from this book. We're gonna go from 1975 to 2000. Don't. I dare you make me do it.
Teach.
Playing with me. Bobby banging this bitch. Who y'all think y'all talking to? Bobby straight up around here, yo. I'm back all the way live, right here by myself. Nobody. Right here. Step up.
One time.
Easy work. Come on, yo. Now we teaching. Come on, man.
Yeah, I deal with Europe and the Middle East from a position of power. I'm not holding back the American exceptionalism at all because it's marketable.
Hold on, yo. I could come right here on page 17, right? With breasted. It says, as we shall see later, Mem, talking about the deity, right? It's talking about human images of proto-historic period, the anthropological value. It says the study of human images made by Flinders Peachtree, that's the one that was into eugenics, and this fool into eugenics. This is what the guy says is into eugenics. Watch this. He said Flinders Peachtree on another plane shows that the ethnic type was Black. According to Peachtree, these people were Anu, whose name has been traced to proto-historic epic. It says, as we shall see later, Mem, who was worshipped by the Anu, was called by the tradition of Egypt itself, the Great Negro. I don't know how that could be. Let me see. After a glance at various foreign types, humanity who disputed the valley with indigenous, that can't be, let me see, disputed the valley with the indigenous Blacks. Peachtree describes the Anu who occupied southern Egypt and Nubia according to certain portraits of Tarnetta as Black. The mural in tomb SD63, sequence date 63, of Herculopolis shows native-born Blacks subjugating the foreign intruders into the valley. If we accept Peachtree's interpretation, below is the Black ship at Herculopolis belonging to the Black man who are shown as segregating the red man. Oh man. Man, that's the guy that was supporting eugenics. Let me look, man. Look, let me. Book is hot on fire. Oh, he doing this. Oh, he doing that. Nigga, I'm reading. This is what I want to read though. This the good part right here. I'm gonna get you out of here. What I say? Hold on, man. I hate when the yellow just disappear in the pages. Hold on. You been up to, James?
Man, it's been all good, man. Like I said, thinking about retiring, and I'm short timing, man.
Oh, you short timing now?
I'm short timing.
Yeah, don't crash. Take your time.
Safety first, brother. Safety first.
Let me see.
Yeah, but sometimes you got some Moroccan this and some North Africans coming in the chat and looking to talk down on a brother, on people. You know,
Yeah,
and it ain't that kind of party. They got it.
They thought they had some easy work over here, dog. Ain't no easy work over here, yo. That's a good one. Let me see.
I looked at the special on Mauritania and I see a diverse people. I see from what they want to call sub-Saharan to, you know, Gibraltar, right in Mauritania. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. There is no such border as a sub-Saharan. It's always been, think about it. Who could they have been mixing with? If it's a admixture all up there, who would they mix with then?
Right, gotta mix with somebody.
Yeah, as far as the molecular stuff and the genetics, that's not my thing. I respect my man Ngozi, that's where his focus is, but you gotta respect the bird's eye view. You know,
He on point.
Yeah, he on point, but he's got a bias. I pointed it out.
He don't. All right, let me read this. I'm on page
144.
Go to 144 now. It say whether they followed the valley or went overland, it seems very likely that from these early times, the Egyptians was already in touch with Africa south of the Sahara, and that the Nubian Corridor, look up Nubian Corridor, played an important part in these contexts. Under Pepi II towards 2200 BCE, an Egyptian exhibition brought back from the distinct south a dwarf from sacred dance, chapter 9. It say the word to describe this person is Deneg, whereas the usual term employed for a dwarf in the hieroglyphic text is Nimu. We might well wonder, and the answer is likely to be positive, whether Deneg refers in fact to a pygmy. If this is so, and the translation Deneg, pygmy, is now broadly accepted, the Egyptians of the Old Kingdom must have been in direct or indirect contact with this race from the equatorial forest.
That's right.
It's we can therefore conclude, I know y'all think I'm tripping, that the Egyptians of the Old Kingdom had contact with Central Africa, and that Nubia and its inhabitants did much to make such contacts possible. In any case, contacts with Egypt and Central Africa probably go back a very long day, since the word Deneg occurs in the pyramid text. Admittedly, there is a great deal of disagreement as to when these texts were written, but even if we take the most conservative estimate, they could not be later than the 5th dynasty, and it is very probable that they are much older. Let me finish. It is particularly unfortunate that we cannot be certain how far the Old Kingdom of Kerma extends toward. Now we're talking about Kerma. Watch this. It is practically, hold on, wait. Oh man. It is particularly unfortunate that we cannot be certain how far the kingdom of Kerma extends towards equatorial Africa, since this kingdom is probably the first African empire known in history. Did you hear me, yo?
I did.
What I tell y'all? What I say? Watch this. It is particularly unfortunate that we cannot be certain how far the kingdom of Kerma extended towards equator Africa, since this kingdom probably the first African empire known to history had achieved a high degree of civilization, which enabled it to exert a profound influence on countries suited to its south, along the Upper Nile and in Central Africa, as well as the East and West.
Question. The Nubian corridor is, that terminology is new to me and I have to investigate further. But I really appreciate that. It sounds like this is the conduit. It's the conduit, you know?
The Hyksos was in contact. You know, they could have trade. People act like it didn't happen, right? People act like they couldn't trade in the Red Sea, like they always needed Egypt for everything. Like the shit becomes stupid, man. You got Adolf Hitler niggas screaming X, talking about the Egyptians that the Nubians wasn't nothing in Egypt. Nigga, shut up. Hold on. I ain't finished. Now I'm gonna up to date you. I'm gonna up to date y'all. Now it says one of the oldest civilization, right? Yep. In Africa, right?
That's right.
Okay. Spend some bread. People, water, and grain. The beginning of the domestication in Sahara in the Nile Valley. Yeah. Let's see where we at. Now we're getting old with it, right? Now we're getting old, right? All right. Chapter 1, introduction. Let me see. The pastoralists. Hold on. A pastoralist production economy, together with the exploration of wild cereals, is documented in the Sahara from the Middle Holocene, with some evidence dating back to 10,000 BP. In fact, it might be proposed that a clear and intentional model of environmental exploration with basic means, accumulating resources, may be recognized at an even earlier date, at about 18,000 BP in Nubia. Let me do it again. Let me take my time. Let me do it slow for you. A pastoralist production economy, together with the exploration of wild cereals and domesticated and documented in the Sahara from the Middle Holocene, with some evidence dating back to 10,000 BP. In fact, it might be proposed that a clear and intentional model of environmental exploration with basic means of accumulating resources may be recognized at an even earlier date, at about 18,000 BP in Nubia. Page 12. This volume closely examines these experiences of Saharan food production, showing their outcome up to the Middle Holocene. From this, it may be seen that although these early experiments did not bring about the establishment of an agricultural economy in the Sahara, they allowed a transfer of the expertise, right, to the Nile Valley and influenced early local Neolithic cultures, Nakata, Badurian, and Fayum. Hold on. Now, so I established food production. You know, food is essential in growing culture in Nubia at an early date that you don't find on the Nile in Egypt. I'm just giving it to you right now, and I'm just starting. So when I say that Nubia is the mother of Egypt, what I'm saying is that the burial rites, the rituals predate that of Egypt, that the kingship predate that of Egypt, right? That the food production, grains and cereals, microliths and all that predate Egypt, right? By the time I get to Napata, right? We're going to talk about astronomical observations, technology. We're going to talk about some of the oldest stone structures. I'm just getting started. We're going to talk about the domestication of cattle in the next show. We're going to talk about this. So now, right, in the previous source at the scientific conference, right? So we talked about how old Egypt, Nubia was in there. It said it was one of the oldest civilization in Africa, right? I backed up that with early food production at about 18,000. Now it talked about going down into inner Africa, right? Let's see. In fact, the Nile Valley was a real connection link between the Near East and North African coast. Furthermore, in its southern section, it was also in communication with the area of the Great Lakes, Victoria, Edwin, and Tacona, which witnessed a flourishing cultures, adapted to exploration of aquatic resources from at least 20,000 BCE.
Wow.
Yeah, this ain't no fake work neither. This ain't no pseudo work neither. This ain't that. This ain't that. This ain't that. How do we know this ain't that? You go to the source page. Look, this like the biography, right? You know you got to go to the biography. Hold on, still turning pages for the biography. I ain't even get started. I ain't even get. Man, you think I'm fire hot. So y'all think I'm fire hot, yo. No, I'm just dropping them bombs. Look at all that. Look, all these. Look, all that. It's a bibliography, all that.
Archaeology sources, archaeological sources.
We not doing that. We're not letting a person run on here with no damn Wikipedia and run shop over this motherfucker. No, I'm not. Not having conversations with dudes who don't read nothing at all. You can at least read a chapter or two, right? In Diop's work and see why he came up with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying these dudes was using archaeology, man, anthropology, the same way I'm picking up the anthropology book. Same way I picked the damn book up. That's what they was doing. I'm just transferring, doing the same thing with more up-to-date things. Some kid will come back 20 years from now and pick this up and say, yo, it was outdated on this and that, but daddy got that right. Come on, man. Like, is we serious? Page 339. And I'm gonna get out of here, and I ain't really gonna read that. I'm just playing with y'all at this point because I know I got you. I know this shit's over with. But I know it's done. I know it. I know it. I already know it. Let me see. I know it. Like, y'all ain't got nothing for this. I got all the material on it. I already know it. Man, shoot 39. I already know it, y'all. I did the literature review for hours and hours.
If I'm debating chief drunks, I'm gonna have to call him chief. I would have emphasized when he Southern Egypt as lower. Dude, that was like a no-no. It's Upper Egypt. It's completely opposite to what, I mean, his terminology was incorrect.
So in the anthropology book, in African Neolithic, it says excavation in Southern Egypt have revealed considerable complexity in its Neolithic economy and social system, along with very early pottery and cattle, which may have been domesticated locally. I try to tell y'all, dog. Try to tell you that the daggone cattle culture in the South was local. Tried to tell you, dog, right? By them Nubians, some old Nubian cultures, right? That went back and forth, flourished up in North Africa. Why you talking, dog? Okay. it says, rather than being imported from the Fertile Crescent, it says, watch this, located in the Eastern Sahara and Southern Egypt, Nata Playa is the basin that during the prehistoric summers filled with water over several millennium, this contemporary lake attracted people, right, who used it for social ceremonies and activities. Charles and Windroth. Napata Playa was first occupied around 12,000 BP. Ain't no Egyptians yet, dog. So the oldest people, right, in that area, we can definitely say they will be considered Southerners or Nubians, right there, y'all.
That's right.
Right, and they sophisticated. As Africa's summer rains move northward, providing moisture for grasses, trees, bushes, airs, gazelles, humans. The earliest settlement, 11,000 BC, 9,000 BP, at Nata Playa were small seasonal camps, herders, domesticated cattle. Not the very early and perhaps independent domestication of cattle. According to Windroth and Charles, Nata Playa provides early evidence for what anthropologists have called the African cattle complex, in which cattle are used economically for their milk and blood rather than killed for their meat, except for ceremonial occasions. Nata was occupied only seasonally as people came over from the Nile or from better watered areas in the south. They returned to these areas in the fall. Yeah, I ain't even gonna finish reading that. Nope, I ain't gonna say it. Let's there. Let me see. Yeah, I'll just skip down while I'm playing with y'all. It says they also built Egypt's earliest astronomical measurement device and calendar circles used to mark the summer solstice. Nata Playa had become regional ceremony centers, a place where various groups gathered seasonally or occasionally to conduct ceremonies and to socialize. The existence of such centers, as well as their religious, political, and social functions, is familiar to ethnographers who have worked in Africa. Nata Playa seems to have been such a center for prehistoric herders who lived in southern Egypt. It probably began to function as a regional ceremony center around 8,100 to 7,600 BC, when various groups gathered their ceremonial and other purposes during the summer wet periods. And I'm gonna stop right there. And y'all know what's in this joint right here. Not the Playa. Yeah. I ain't finished with that. I just want to put that over the side, right? And we're gonna wind this all the way down because I probably read y'all to death. But y'all could just take y'all time though, man. You know, y'all can actually take your time on that, man. Really. Yeah. Take your time, man. Take your time, man. Because my next step is to hit you with this. But I ain't gonna do it tonight. Boom. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Here you go. Late Mesolithic structures. Nata Playa, Sahara, Southwest Egypt. Anthropology Department, Fred Winfrey. Yeah, don't make me get to reading this.
See that?
See, right? So we go to the actual work. See, we teaching. See, let's go to the work. Gotta play. But I want y'all to read this though, right here. This is what I want y'all to read.
You know what you just did, right? You doubled up on the jab, and then a left hook followed by a straight right. That's dropping somebody. You just dropped them.
Man, I ain't even getting to the, man, I'm just getting started, dog. Be honest with you, y'all. Yeah, I'm just getting started, yo. I didn't even get into the, man, come on, yo.
A full
I
punch.
want to see what's happening. Come on. I talk about not to apply a little bit, right? And y'all read that article right there. I got it on the screen, though. Yeah, y'all probably should just read that, yo.
Yeah, that's down there by the Kenner Bend. I don't hear anybody in the conscious community using that terminology, but people will say, "Oh, the bend in the river." Yeah, it's the Kenner Bend. It's a very, I mean, not the Pliers right there to the west, and it's a very famous region. This is part of the corridor, the Nubian corridor.
Oh, you've been looking it up. That's what you was doing.
Now I still got to look up more. I got to find out more about it. Eddie.
Y'all know I ain't talking about the sickles and all that and the grinding stones. I ain't getting into all that. Yeah, the harpoons. I ain't getting into all that. Harpoons is important. Oh man, Central America, Homo sapiens present in many continents. Period. Niger, Chad. Where the hell is this real quick? I want to see what they talk about with it. Social aquatic. Man, yeah, I'm about, yeah. Definitely see no more. Nope. I'll come back on tomorrow, yo. We get right into it. I'm gonna take y'all to Katanda. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Katanda excavation. Yeah, downstream. I'm gonna take y'all down south, take you deep in the south and show you how that culture really come deep in the south. Go past Nubia on y'all niggas. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring y'all up. Bring y'all up. Got you. I'm gonna take you to Ashango. That's what I'm going at. Sudanese Nile Valley, East Africa. That's what we're gonna do. Khartoum. We're gonna do that. Yeah, that's the mother of that right there. Y'all can cry all you want. Cry. Go ahead and cry. Mm-hmm. How they say, cry. Cry.
Oh, snap.
Oh, they crying, yo.
You know it.
You know they crying. What the hell is it? I can't believe I can't find. Man, I rocked out. Yeah, I ain't know I could rock that long, yo. You want me to put the piece? What you want me to? No, I'm gonna stop right here, yo.
All right, brother. I named that because of that read. My 26-year-old son is called Chad because of that region. And now some drunk nigga talking about ain't no indigenous African in Chad now. It's all Arabs. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, he just say anything, yo. Drunk X. Call him Drunk X.
Oh yeah, ain't no nigga in the North Africa and the Mediterranean. None. He said none. I said, God damn, look at this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's crazy, yo. Man,
yeah, your boy Sekou ain't. He hit him in the head, but I thought he could have finished him. He could have ground and pounded him a little bit on the mistakes he made, but he was a little. It was impromptu, you know. It was impromptu.
Yeah, I don't think fighting over race. They was both fighting over race, though, so that was always gonna be
right.
Yeah, for real, yo. So that was, you know. So I don't want nobody to this video say, yeah, you use race. No, I just simply read what the experts at that time was saying.
So what you're saying was like it was two pseudos in the ring, like two midgets in a match? It was two midgets in a wrestling match.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They couldn't hurt each other. They
So
just
on
can't.
that,
They're too little to each other.
that word numerous. Yeah, just for the record, man. What I did was I just went over some update modern anthropology books to show you that race is a social construct. And then I went to the older sources and to show you that the anthropologists of that day was saying that there was a Negro element, or what you would miscall sub-Saharan African element to Egypt from the beginning. So anybody saying anything different is funny. That's the same stance as taken today. They just don't use those terms. They speak of populations. So you got to watch who you listen to. So you can't call Dr. Ben and them pseudo because they was using the experts that you was finding at scientific conferences, and nobody was denying it. Now all of a sudden, I was just that. No, there were numerous there, and always was that, because that now is a corridor of gene flow and people back and forth. So we won't get rid of that. But I think I will. No, I won't. I'm gonna cut it off, man.
Peace, brother.
Appreciate you, man. I just wanted to show you that we got range over here, man. You know, we definitely got range over here, bro. We reading this, yo. Immune system. The journey into the mysterious system keeps you alive. This is what we read, right?
All
We
right.
also into this. Starry Messenger, Neil deRise. We're into this, right? It's about a range of work we doing here. Range of reading. You know what I'm saying?
That's good additions to the library.
Yeah, we always got it. We got homework here. We don't medicine and slavery. You know, we reading all of it. We getting experience here.
What month is that one? The one with Chief X on it. What month is that?
Oh man, you wild out with that. Wow. 2.3 billion bones discovered. Yeah, so I think we did a great job here, man. It is what it is, man. We take pride over here in what we do, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the Real Black Atheist, man. Subscribe to the Bobby Banger channel, man. Yeah, man, we're getting that studio put together. We're gonna have them live podcasts. We're getting that together now, man. Shout out to Kent. Shout out to Vance. Shout out to all the pseudo killers, period, man. That's Cosmic Corey. That's Chef and L, man. Although I'm at war with him on this subject. I'm at war with Corey, and I'm telling him I'm at war with Sheffrin because they didn't win pseudo on him. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, dog. So
Pseudo
I'm on the right side of history. I'm gonna stay on the right side of history, and I'm letting you know I'm just starting to cook. Like I said, Nubia is the mother of ancient Egypt, y'all. I said it and I meant it, right? And it was the mother of it before they was called that. Simple as that, yo. So we doing how we do it, man. You know, people get mad, address it then. Do what you need to do, right? Because we on y'all motherfucking heads, man. And with that situation, man, we're absolutely, positively, we out.
Keep the pressure up.